Look at your ego. And welcome back to Stop, Drop, and Roll. We are a group of friends from Found Family who love ourselves some Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Daniel Kim, and I am the Dungeon Master here today. And we're just going to get back straight into the Grim Troupe. Thanks so much for waiting, y'all, and we're really excited to get back into our main campaign. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our cast. First up on the docket, if we could have Andrew.
Hello, I'm Andrew. I'm playing Joko, the human paladin with he, him pronouns.
That's him. All right, Gavin, you go and take it next.
Hey, I'm Gavin. I'm playing Post Swiftness, the halfling, warlock, ranger, emotional crisis man. His pronouns are he, him, baby.
All right. Awesome. Next up, Zach.
Oh, I'm Zach. I am playing the halfling swashbuckling rogue, Emerin Swiftmist, whose pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Kyle.
Hello, I'm playing Artie, the babysitting wizard gnome, and his pronouns are he, him.
We always got to have one of those in the party. All right, awesome. Yeah, we're just going to go straight into it. No announcements today. We love you guys. Thanks so much for joining. And yeah, it's been a while since we dove in with the Grim Troupe in their little predicament. So we're excited to jump right back into it. Awesome. So grab a drink, have a seat, and get ready for some hot dice-based storytelling.
Oh my Jesus. It sucks. I hate it so much. And then I come back to you guys and I'm like, I understand again. I'm ready to love.
Welcome back. Last we left off, the Grim Troupe got pulled through a portal, landed the Abyss, courtesy of Kyle, the home of demons and the terrifying demon lords. Poe got a vision from Grost to come to his lair ASAP, and the party grew more and more uncomfortable with Poe being in the Abyss and acting a little strange. A little sus. Tension got so horrible that the group even agreed to kill Poe once they made it back to the Feywild if things did not change with him. Artie tried to craft a tuning fork to try and plane shift back to the Feywild. The group entered the city of Broken Reach in makeshift disguises to varying degrees of success to gain some lead on how to get back to the Feywild. And then they heard that there was this possible person who was giving quests to adventurers, the leader of the city, Red Shroud. And after briefly visiting a bookstore by the name of the Discount Demonomicon, you all began to set off toward the magnificent palazzo where Red Shroud should be. And that is where we pick up our story today. Oh, let's go. All right. You guys all staring up at the red and blackened sky with that ruined double sun up above the abyss, the kind of constant position of those suns never moving in the celestial sphere, as well as these earthen motes that float about like these strange dots kind of in the sky, looking almost like clouds if they wouldn't be so solid. These strange motes of floating earth everywhere. You all walking through the street of Broken Reach. To your left, you remember seeing the spa and the pleasure house where a couple of demons seem to be going into a brothel right now. The clanging of swords to your right kind of give indication to the barracks where a group of mercenaries seem to be currently practicing. 2 people, one of them a woman with bandages bound about her chest and a massive broadsword currently just striking against a smaller, weaker looking tiefling, a male who's having quite the run of himself trying to defend herself from her massive strikes. As well as that blood-red river that runs along the length of the town, the Styx, that goes and sweeps up into the palazzo, maybe about 200 feet ahead of you, with grand red marble-like staircases that reach up towards this gigantic structure. What are you guys doing?
Can I make one of those D&D perception checks?
Oh boy, can ya!
I want to just look like who's about. Are they all demons? What type of people are they? Are they tieflings? Do they look armed? What's
Great
the
question.
If I
do it, go into the
also Daniel, while he's doing that, I just want to remember: did we put on some sort of costumes to blend in a little bit, right?
Yes.
And if I remember, some of us weren't the best, and some of us were pretty hidden.
As you're looking around,
I was just trying to remember how good
You look over to see Joko, and Joko is covered in dirt, and he's wearing a rag on his head that is also covered in dirt.
On top of that, there are a couple of blood stains where Fen has poured demon blood on top of Joko's shirt, leaving this kind of very strange red stain on the top.
I very much remember that Joko if you remember, Joko's very anti-demon blood, I think.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, so Fen was the one who...
he did not get any demon blood.
I think that was why Joko was so terrible at his disguise, was because he refused to put on any of the
Exactly.
Yeah, I believe Poe is the only one currently just kind of striding about like he's completely normal in the space. The rest of you in disguises. Emran, what does your disguise look like?
Is this something you want me to roll for?
The party rolled for it before, so I want you to describe what Emran has done to try and disguise herself among the demons.
Absolutely. Well, Emran has just head to toe in demon blood, and it's just worn her garb. So it's just raggedy looking. We're talking like a blistered off, tapered, stitching everywhere, kind of just a mop of a garment,
Emran seems less like a person than she does a moving mass. The outside of her kind of general shape seems to be kind of covered in so much muck and gunk that you're not even really sure you could tell what kind of creature she was if it weren't for her little footsteppies leaving little tracks on the ground. Poe, what was the perception check for me?
Guys, do you remember this gelatinous cube follow us?
That's an 11.
An 11. Yeah, you're looking about. Nothing of too much note kind of picks your eye as you're kind of scanning generally for the kind of population and who seems to be going on here. You're surprised to find that there are actually a number of non-demonic humanoids about. A couple of humans. You see 1 or 2 drow. You see a few... maybe goblinoid creatures, not quite goblins, a little bit larger than that and a little hairier, but somewhat seemingly similar in body structure and in facial structure. And then on top of that, as you're kind of looking around, there are, of course, the most prevalent kind of majority of creatures are demons or demonoid-looking figures. Some of them tiefling, often with hooves or claws instead of boots or shoes. Massive horns that protrude in various directions. Some forward like a ram, some backward. Some of them covering their horns with massive lengths of hair or a veil, as if it's a sort of a fashion statement. Many of them are in various states of undress. Many of them are clothed. It's kind of all around this mismatch of different cultures. But you see that the vast majority of humanoid-looking beings are not just striding the street leisurely. Most of them are actually at either the barracks or a few of them are entering the pleasure house. That's kind of what you notice. And after a brief moment, two figures, you hear, like, first a cry, and your eye kind of, like, looks out as these two figures are currently, like, just squabbling in front of the street, kind of right next to the river Styx, just in front of the pleasure house. And you can hear kind of the broken bits of Common actually coming out from them. No, she was mine, like, you stupid fuck. And then you watch as he, like, clocks him in the middle of the face, just a left hook that smacks the other fellow in the nose, as, like, suddenly his nose, like, breaks and a rivulet of blood comes down. It's like, what do you mean I paid for those services? Leaps at him and begins to, like, grapple. The two of them, like, kind of just, like, tumbling and grappling on the ground, dirt kicking up, and you watch as a number of these red-clad guard, all in this plate armor that's completely crimson from head to toe, with these gigantic spears with this ornate head, immediately come forward, and they're yelling out, "No violence in the city! Red Shroud's orders!" And the two of them immediately, without any hesitation, impale the two people who are squabbling and fighting on the ground, and taking their bodies as they're flailing, impaled on the ground, toss them over to the river Styx, and you watch as the two bodies dissolve and vanish underneath the surface.
Oh. Okay.
No fighting, you hear?
Are they talking to us when they say that?
They're shouting out to a bunch of just like the general population, and you watch as a number of like flushed faces and scared looks are exchanged between different people as they kind of hurry along the street away from that site, as these guards in all red are all just kind of scanning about.
I rest my gaze on Joko's eyes.
You see Joko leaning down to Artie to whisper, "If we're gonna do any violence, let's stick it out and go all the way through. Doesn't seem like giving up is gonna do anything for us."
I thought we agreed there's no violence here anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, look where we are. There's gonna be some violence.
I sure hope not.
As you guys keep going forward, the guards, they don't look at you, but they're just kind of shouting out to the vicinity. Any form of violence is punishable by death. Instantly. Don't catch us seeing you.
I'm gonna turn around and scream to the general population, "Yeah! By death!" and keep walking.
Go to make a persuasion check for me, please.
I'm gonna take a few steps away from Poe.
Make a persuasion check.
After what's that?
Oh dear God, that's a 10.
It's a 10. You're like, "Yeah! By death!" This is like just kind of a general clamor, and you see one look like a homeless-looking man, one of the, like a tiefling with like gray old hair, like currently begging next to the side of one of the stores, going, "Yeah! By death!"
My cabbages!
What cabbage?
He's the only one who joins you.
Daniel, I'd like to see how many people just of those guards. Sorry, Kyle. I just want to see how many of those guards there are, like, in public view right now.
Sure.
If I can get a count.
Yeah, sure. Just go and give me a perception check.
It's going to be 19.
Oh, 19. Nice. Yeah, there seems to be, they're lined all across the city outer walls, as well as a number of, like, strong platoons, like, stationed at the barracks, and a number of them garrisoned just kind of around, like, the palazzo around the space. You're giving a rough estimate, like, there's maybe around 120 that you can see right now, and probably more that are sleeping or not on duty. It seems to be like a private military is, like, in this city.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Where are you guys going?
The steps of the
If I
palace.
remember, we were following Poe, right?
Yes, you guys were.
He was leading us, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep following Poe.
Okay, great. Sounds good.
I'm gonna confidently just walk up the stairs and like continue to march further inside.
Perfect. As you
Like
get
I know
closer,
where
I'm gonna be at a distance from Poe.
the stairs narrow as they get towards the top. First of all, this building is magnificent on its facade. If any of you guys have seen Blade Runner 2049, there are a number of these statues that line the side.
Oh, is there a giant lady on the side?
There are a number of giant, not only ladies, but men, often with hooves,
Hell
horns,
yeah.
wings, completely naked. These gigantic statues that form the pillars that hold up the outer section of this courtyard that forms the palazzo. All of them kind of kneeling in untoward positions, often very sensual or overtly sexual. And they are all glaring down at you. Some of them, it seems to be in like a view of pleasure, some of them in pain, and it is equal parts like majestic and unsettling. As you guys go forward, there's also a number of those red guards, each of them with an insignia now that you can see. It seems to be a blood red spear encircled in this like wrapping bat wings is almost what it looks like. In a circle is this crest. And as you guys go forward, sorry, what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah. So as the stairs narrow up, as you guys are passing these gigantic statuesque pillar forms, it narrows at the top, and two guards reach out their spears, chink, and block the way in front of you. Sorry, we're gonna need to understand why you're approaching the palazzo.
I'm just gonna give Poe a little, like, already in front of us, just like a little shove forward towards them.
We're looking for work. Yeah, looking for work.
If you're
We
looking
come
for
from the,
work, then you can go to the barracks. There's plenty of people who need to be in the blood war.
But here's the thing: we heard the best. I mean, the best comes from the Red Shroud, man. And we come from the outer lands, you know. So we've traveled a long time to get here, you know. So we're not looking for just some barrack work, if you catch my drift.
He begins to eye each of you, your equipment, your armor. Some of you in your various states of gelatinous cube kind of looking way, but notices the artifact on your back, the magical sword on Joko's back. There's a number of things that he kind of takes in. Why should Red Shroud see a group of adventurers like yourself? She's a busy
Joko
woman.
from underneath like the dirty shroud that's on top of his head, just like turns slightly and like peeks one eye out toward this guy in the most like menacing glare that he can muster.
Intimidation check, please.
22.
You watch as he's kind of been a little bit haughty at this point, kind of like giving you all, like he's kind of got one over you. But as soon as his eye meets you and you're like, you stare him down with the coldest, like killing intent ever, you watch his back straighten ever so slightly, and you swear you see one bead of sweat just start to roll down his left cheek. Never mind, forget I said anything. Feel free to go through to Red Shroud. She's currently in a meeting, so just wait on the outside of the lobby. You'll be able to see her. She'll welcome you in as soon as she wants. And he's deliberately not looking at you, Joko.
Joko will like tilt his head down again so it covers his eyes.
You got it.
I'm gonna look at him and just say, "Sounds good," and I'm gonna like sort of patronizingly like touch him on the shoulder.
Oh, give him a little pat.
Keep walking.
Give him a little hey. All right. As you go on, finishing your Miles Morales shoulder touch, you walk through the opening facade, and in the center of this, the River Styx that was running behind you actually runs on two sides of the palace. Like it almost runs through the palace, and there's been these like cut like aqueducts where it will run down, and the two of them meet and form this pathway. There's a small bridge that you guys have to like walk over, and this red river forms the center of this palazzo that leads further in. As you guys are going inside, there's a number of these like wicked, horrible looking plants that have grown up around the side, like a sick sort of garden. You see one of them with this massive head like snap out and bite and kill an insect and swallow this plant of all things, as well as a number of them looking like maybe they're shifting or they're moving. Deep like reds and purples and strange sickly colorations of these whatever kind of plant could flourish here in the abyss isn't really something that you guys wanted to look too long at. But as you guys pass this opening, terrible garden, it opens up into a circular chamber with some more of these pillars. These ones, taking a little less space, more like just standing people, like holding the ceiling up in place, kind of like Atlas holding up the world. There's about 4 of them, and it opens into this little circular area where there's this long, elegant, looks to be like dining table. And currently you can hear like 2 voices coming from either end of the table. And the thing that surprises you is one of the voices sounds vaguely familiar, but you're trying to place it. Red Shroud is very pleased that your plans are moving on as scheduled. Has your capital recovered in the 2 months since your unfortunate rebellion? Indeed it has, milady. It's very generous of you to ask about the state of Sola. We're doing quite fine, even if the new emperor is being less than cooperative. Regardless, the plan is continuing without delay. By this time next month, the anchor to the upper plains will be destroyed. You will have claim over whatever part of the continent you wish, so long as you support our efforts. I've heard humanoid trafficking is a booming industry in the lower plains these days. For those of you guys who want to try and figure out who this is, you can make a history check or a perception check
What
if
if,
you'd like.
Daniel, do I have to make a check if I just like know who it is, but can I be like,
Absolutely.
is that Q, the like manservant to
No,
the
it's not.
Countess Allura?
As you go to make a perception check.
You said history.
It is
right?
not. It is not Q. No. This would be history. Yeah.
Woohoo.
18. Oh wait, did you say perception or history?
For you, perception. I said because for me,
Okay,
for you,
perception.
it's like to like glance around and see who it is what I was thinking.
That one.
Now let's go. Artie, you have no clue. You're like, I never heard this voice in my life. I don't know, Poe and Emran.
15.
15. Okay, Emran, you got it. Poe, did you want to get in on that? Or do you
I think I
already
know who it is. I
Okay.
just don't remember his name.
You look
That's
over
all.
and you see an elvish form, black hair, high cheekbones with hawkish eyes that kind of are constantly just locked in, looking at things like as if he's predating on just the scenery around him.
Wait.
You see the form of this black-robed individual with the crest of the Triquetra on his right chest. You see the Prime Minister of Sola, Alistair Sybil, sitting at dinner across from Red Shroud.
What does Red Shroud look like?
Red Shroud. Oh, sure. If you look over on the left side, see her. She is a beautiful. Interestingly, most of her form is not red. She's actually mostly pale white, like not even like white skinned, like just pure white. Like there's no even red underneath her complexion, save for a couple of like around her bust and then around her neck and her face. There is this splotch of bright crimson red. It's like eczema almost, except it's red and white for a demon. And instead of being, kind of looking like it's maybe like not symmetrical, it's actually perfectly symmetrical. Just in that one area, this bright crimson spot, which like leads you to look straight at her, like at the top of her form, and you're trying to keep your eyes off of her breasts. But she is gorgeous, beautiful, with these long horns tipped with red, and this long, like, shroud, almost like a veil that she wears that comes back behind her shoulders, and she is completely naked besides the veil. Huge wings that are currently draped behind her like a cape. And she has her legs crossed, currently toying with something on her plate with a long gilded fork. And if you look closely, it seems to be quite possibly a heart. Like the dimensions of what like a heart would be. And that's her.
Where are we
Daniel?
right now?
You guys
are we in the lobby still?
So you guys are just before the entrance to this dining chamber. There's the 4 pillars that are like the human-looking pillars that are supporting the roof. There's the garden right behind you, and this circular like room in front of you has the long dining table. So you guys are just like right in front of it. The 2 of them haven't seemed to notice you yet. I've heard.
Daniel,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. What did you want to see?
Alistair Sybil, was he present at the big encounter with
Correct.
Alucard?
Correct. He
Okay,
was
the second I see him and notice him, I turn to Artie and I say, I'm gonna find a bathroom, and I leave.
You leave. Okay.
Daniel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that guy, I ever met that guy.
You did meet that guy, because you were in the room when the big encounter happened.
Didn't we see him?
Yeah.
What
He
big
was the one
encounter?
who tried to like counterspell stuff, right?
Correct. He was the one
He was there with the big boss fight.
The big boss fight with Alucard and with Mundana. He went out to...
Oh, but we never, like, met him, right?
You did meet him. You didn't fight him, but you met him. Yes.
No, I thought we did fight him when we were doing the...
Like,
when I threw Artie in the river.
Ran away. Yeah, that was what happened.
Artie stabbed himself and I threw him in the river.
Threw him in the river?
Was there another time that we met him? Because I'm trying to think of, like, if he would know my face.
I'm confused as to what you mean by threw him in the river.
Remember, there's that one fight where they were like doing that big announcement in the center square, and then I like turned invisible and had Joko throw me, and then I like teleported. I forget who I teleported.
No. I see what you're talking about. When you're talking about the... So yes, he was there at the... When you guys were freeing the captives who were going to be sentenced to execution. Yes. He was also there on the day that you guys got blasted to the astral plane. When you guys were fighting in the chamber in Copperguard Island.
Oh, we did meet him then.
Yes, he was there.
I thought it was only one other person.
No, it wasn't. It was him, it was Alucard, and it was Mundana Olarak, all there. And he was the one who was monologuing at you guys about Alucard being on his side. That's when he told Alucard to reveal himself.
He teleported away, right?
He teleported away to deal with other things. That is correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So you have
so he's... Oh, shit.
He's
God.
big bad. As you guys see him.
Joko thinks to himself, good thing I'm wearing this fucking hat.
I've heard similar rumors as well, Alistair. It pleases Red Shroud to hear this. I don't suppose that you could spare some of your forces for an errand for us right at the moment, could you? Certainly not at this moment. But once the anchor is destroyed, you can have whatever reserve forces you wish. If we've done our job right, there'll be no one to resist our empire. Kind of looks over, and he now catches the briefest, slightest glance at you all. My lady, it seems you have more guests. Should I begin to excuse myself? Oh no, please, continue to enjoy the meal. I will entertain them. She gets up, scooting her chair back, rising to her full height, which deceptively seemed smaller than it was, but she rises to about 7.5 feet tall as the two wings like stretch out and cover the front part of her, like almost like a bathrobe, and she walks over slowly and sensually toward you.
Damn.
I wasn't expecting guests. Who might you be?
Only person who's talking.
Our talking guy is gone.
Okay, our talking guy's gone. Well, I guess the 8 charisma wizard will take the lead on this demon queen. We are new in town.
You're leading me with new in town.
I'm homeless. I have magical aids.
I'm trapped in the abyss, and I'm new in town.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. We're so fucked. Oh my.
And she kind of looks you over.
We heard of your greatness and need or desire for adventuring groups that are willing to get their hands dirty.
A flatterer. That'll get you far, dear. And she gives you a little boop on the nose. You're rather short for a demon, aren't you?
Oh, well, I put on a little disguise to not get noticed in the streets, but yeah, we are all from the material plane.
Brave of you. Well, She looks back at Alistair and back towards you. I am in need, actually, of a group of strong people who can perform an errand for me.
Yeah, we're strong.
She looks at you, the gelatinous cube, and she goes, I didn't think you could talk. Interesting. She kind of like bends down a little closer towards you, kind of looking over you. And the way that she looks at you, it feels like a person like undressing you with their eyes. That's what it feels like. It kind of like sends like a slight shiver down your spine. And she goes, you're a cute one. Well, what's your price? What could you need of Red Shroud that you come to me for some sort of quest? I'm sure you've heard the favors that I can arrange. When she says arrange, her lips kind of lick around, or her tongue licks around like the bottoms of her lips.
Well, we came here in the thirst for adventure, like many great adventuring groups. However, we are not the wisest, so we didn't have the hindsight to find a way to return. And some people owe us some favors back in the material plane, so we'd like to go back and collect those, if you understand my meaning of that.
So you want to go back to the material plane?
Actually,
eventually.
We have some business still in the Feywild as well, so we might need to return there, right? And I look at Artie for some confirmation.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, either the Feywild or the material plane would be acceptable, I believe. If they're equally achievable, then maybe we can have a discussion post after all of our stuff has been complete, just to confirm. But we're basically seeking travel, and in the name of grand adventures and
I can arrange
being of assistance to powerful people.
Sure. That is no problem for someone like me. As you hear this, a voice pops up in the back. Where from the material plane are you from? I couldn't help but overhear.
When you say voice in my head, are you talking to me specifically?
No,
or
a voice in the back.
Everyone?
Alistair Sybil pipes up.
Oh, in the back. Oh.
Everyone kind of puts her elbow into Joko.
I worked at a hedonic oh god.
Ooh.
I worked in Adrestia for a little bit.
Really?
That's where I found refuge. Are you from the material plane as well?
Indeed I am. I am from the material plane. Addressed here, you said, did you?
Yeah, I'm quite old. I've been around, but I did provide some work in Adrestia for a little bit.
He now stands up from the table and slowly starts to stride over toward all of you, looking you all over.
Can I look around for Poe?
Yeah, of course you can. Poe, where are you?
Yeah, that's my question.
Where the fuck did you go? Did you just run out of
I
pizza?
gotta take a leak right now.
I left the room to find a bathroom or an equivalent closed-off private space.
Sure. There's the garden around you, and there seems to be looks like to be an outdoor balcony on the right. You can try and explore that direction if you like.
Just anything, anything. I'm trying to find something where no one else would have their eyes on.
Sure. You kind of hastily go over and you find down a corridor and you find what seems to be like a secluded, like a room. It's like a little pocket on the inside. And as you kind of open the door, it's like the sliding door that kind of like goes open, made of obsidian glass that kind of like slides across the floor frictionlessly almost. And as you like go through, it's a small space, tiny. It seems to be like there's a small like basin in there on the floor. It's like a small basin, maybe around like 5 feet in diameter, and that's the only thing on the floor in this what looks to be like maybe like a 7 foot by 7 foot room.
Okay, I'm going to enter there, and I'm going to cast Disguise Self,
Okay.
and I'm going to turn myself into a small, fat tiefling.
Small fat tiefling.
But I'm going to wear the same clothes I was
Danny
wearing,
DeVito.
so the others know it's me.
Great.
And then I'm going to head back once I finish that, so
Perfect.
however long that takes.
Perfect. Then it's probably about this time, Artie, that you see Poe coming, or a figure coming back, a squat, fat tiefling, but with familiar clothes, that you can see.
Yeah, sorry,
no.
I'm
Poe
late. I
got
couldn't
eaten by a squat fat tiefling, and it stole his clothes.
Oh no. Oh no.
If you want to make an insight check, you can.
I have bigger
Artie,
issues
Artie,
right now.
you don't need to make an insight
I'm like
check.
freaking
You're
sweating.
intelligent. You're intelligent enough to know that this is Poe, who's
Do
gone
I get a
disguised.
bonus
as
for
Joko, however.
defense, or
Sure.
do you want me to go?
Yeah,
from
Emran, sure.
intelligence?
Yeah.
I'm freaking.
I'd say the only
sweating
one who
balls.
might have to make one is Joko, who might
Alright.
just think that this is just straight up a demon.
I think that right now Joko isn't even paying attention to
The squat fat
to
tiefling that's
anything
coming
else
up.
going on besides Alistair Sybil suddenly questioning us, and he hasn't said anything, and he's just continuing to like look down with like this shroud covering his head and face, and he was kind of relaxed before when like the red shroud was talking,
Yeah.
but now he's a bit more tense.
Alistair, as you're kind of looking around, Joko, Alistair catches your eye for a moment.
No, I am not looking.
you're
around.
not looking
I'm
at
not
all.
looking. I'm not.
Zero.
I'm not
You have no
tossing
idea.
my eyes around.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
0%.
I'm looking at the.
You got
I
it.
am looking down.
You got
He
it.
is counting his toes. Good
Anyways,
sir.
so as Alistair was looking around, Poe, you've now come up, and you've rejoined the group, now in disguise.
Sorry, I'm late. I couldn't find the shitter. But, I made do. What's going on?
I was just asking your friends here where they were from the material plane. You don't appear to be from there, are you?
Been about. I originate from here, but I've been to the material plane a number of times.
Make a deception check with advantage since you have a disguise.
Can I want to read both of their expressions to see if they recognize the BS. Does that make sense?
Go ahead and make an insight check on both of them if you'd like.
I would like to do a perception
I'm
check.
assuming
Oh
for
my
both
God.
of them is Red
Number of
Shroud
people
and Alistair
and
Sybil.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
And then Daniel,
11 on
while
Red
these-
Shroud, 15 on Sybil.
Okay, 11 on Red Shroud. Red Shroud doesn't seem to know who you are at all. Sybil with a 15. Let me check. Okay. He is holding his gaze on you, Artie, and on Emran. There seems to be a flicker of recognition there. But he is holding a thin-lipped smile, and it's only something that you see in the glint of his eyes. Of a amusement,
Figured that.
maybe? Or even... there's a little bit of even shock there. Like a surprise, and
Well,
he's
yeah, he thought we freaking
currently
blew
gauging
ourselves to shit.
it.
That's fine. I think we are somewhat okay as of now. We'll see. I have an escape plan if needed.
It's a 12 on my deception, by the way.
With advantage.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He looks at you. And he goes, yes. Richard, my apologies for entertaining your guests for too long. Please, go back to your demands and to your, whatever it is you needed to do. He looks back at you all, gives a slight, the kind of very condescending quarter bow that a noble would do to someone of a low-born position, as he looks over at you all and says, I can't wait to hear the kind of stories that a troupe would make about a group of adventurers like yourself.
Fuck me!
And he goes back and sits at the dinner and begins to eat
Fine with me.
in silence.
Jesus Christ.
Red Shroud looks at you. So, as for my quest, Poe, I'm assuming you're just like sweating bullets at this point. Just
yes.
like, yes.
Jesus
just sweating
Christ. I'm
bullets.
in the back. I'm hiding behind Joko.
Okay. Okay. Just goes. I'd be more than happy to arrange the travel that you all need. As for what I require, it's a bit of a dangerous excursion. But are you up to it, you brave souls?
I wouldn't expect anything else from the Abyss.
I like you. What is your name?
Arthur.
Arthur? I'll remember that very well.
Well, I'm dead. See you guys later.
Red Shroud would like you all to go fetch a book for me. Just a book. I want the book of all the true names of the Demon Lords. You can find it at the Library of Orcus, to the west, just next to the burning fields.
Is there any warning, or I assume if you said it was dangerous, there should be some things we should look out for?
Oh yes. There's a guard out front who's been known to destroy any person who comes within about half a mile within the range of the library. A very fierce warrior. There are a number of safeguards that are in place.
He takes out a notebook and starts.
And on top of that,
a warrior mile.
There is a fellow who runs the library. A servant of Orcus named Harthoon. A demi-lich.
Harthoon?
Be very careful with him. He's mostly just a sweet, bookish type. But if you misplace any of his books, he gets very angry. So, when you need to grab that book, try not to be caught.
Harthoon, demi-lich, guard, half-mile radius, insta-kills everyone. I'm repeating this back to her. Any advice on... I appreciate the Harthoon, that was helpful. The guard outside, any tidbits of information you can give about them? Weaknesses, areas of opportunity for us?
I don't know his full story, but from what I recall, he doesn't see things right. He sees everything as an enemy of sorts. If you can incapacitate him, blind him, maybe even make him see something that would be more amiable, that would be good. He wasn't always a demon. He was once a paladin who sought nothing but vengeance.
Yeah, okay. Artie's hand is like shaking now, scribbling.
Good thing I'm not that guy. I'm real bad.
Artie is noticeably more like rattled writing notes now, like kind of the pen slipping a little bit. Like it is not kind of understanding the scale of the situation is not going well in his mind.
As for the rest,
Daniel.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Could you remind me right now,
of course,
what are the 4 names inscribed on Joko's forearms?
Yes, great question. The names are, they are, sorry, I need to go back and look at my notes.
I know that's a random out of the blue question.
No, it's totally good. Like, it's totally good.
I think he's on it.
I need to go check. I need to go check the names. Rodolfo Fiennes is definitely on it. Your son's name is on it. I believe Sejong's name is on it. Alucard's name is on it. I think Alistair Sybil's name is on it too. I think it's the 5 of
There
them.
are only 4
There are
names.
4 names?
So I don't think Sybil was on it.
Then I don't think Sybil was on it either. Sorry, I need to double check. I will let you know if that's not the case. But oh god, it's been a while. I'm looking through my notes right now.
Yeah, I just fucking sprung that one on you.
No, it's good. It's a great question. Yeah. Yeah, for right now, those are the 4 names. I will let you know if I'm mistaken. I don't think.
Can you say them again so I can write them down?
Yeah, so it's Alucard, Rodolfo Fiennes, Conlin, Galspun, and what was the last one that I said?
You said Sejong.
Sejong. Wang.
What's the Sejong's last name?
Wang. W-A-N-G.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll double check if that's the case. I'll have to rewatch the episode. It's probably in my notes somewhere. It's just been a while. Anyways, yes, but there you go.
Daniel, I have a second question.
Yes.
Knowing the names of people, I know, is a powerful thing, especially for demons.
Mm-hmm.
The name of all the demon lords, I imagine that's not a good thing to be giving out to people. Is there any historical backing that I have of like reading about people who've tried that before?
Great question. Go ahead and make a history check for me, please.
Onomancy?
Great question.
19.
19. That's pretty good. There are ancient texts about ancient forgotten magics regarding naming. It's not a school of magic these days. It's not something that one studies. It's often mostly dismissed as fairy tale or like a childish understanding of magic, right? It's like sometimes people recite fairy tales saying, you say the name of fire, and that's how you can make a firebolt, right? And you know that to be not correct. Magic is, a combination of weaving chaos with certain parameters. You bind for momentum and heat and direction, right? And that's kind of how you form magic. However, there are ancient stories and some texts saying that, at least in the past, it was possible for someone to understand the true name of something, and that would grant some form of, if not control, some sort of leverage against that thing. And so hearing the fact that she wants to have a book with the true names of demon lords on it is something that would pique your interest. You wouldn't be aware of its full extent, but it's, it could also be useful to you all. Is what you think.
Yeah, but that's starting to get into some darker magics that I would need to...
Mm-hmm. It's not something that you'd be able to pick on without at least a couple of years of study, if that makes sense. But you're aware of it as a magical concept and an idea.
Now, I just gave her my name, which is great.
Yes. You gave her
Arthur's name?
You gave her Arthur.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is that something where full name is required kind of deal?
You don't know. You guys haven't studied names enough. At least what they are in this world, right? What names would be like, right? You're not sure if it's like your name that you've been given at conception, or if it's like
sort of
whether you form your name, or whether there's a truer name that's in another language underneath all of it. You're not sure.
Right. Okay, so I shouldn't be shitting my pants quite yet.
Yeah, you might be suspicious as to the nature of it, but not like shitting your pants. Like, holy crap, she's got a nuke.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean,
sounds good.
I'm trying to earn somewhat of trust when you get out of here. I can only deal with so many demons. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good. Do you have a direction or a path of travel for us to begin our quest?
Oh, let me arrange something. Come, Mary. And you see, like, there's a ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, as on that river of blood that runs through the palazzo, you see a gondola begin to just apparate out of thin air, smoke and dust, and it washes up, kind of sending ripples along the blood river, as you see a black-robed person with a long staff with a lantern on the end, with a skull for a face.
Hmm.
You wanted to see me, mistress. Yes, Mere. I want you to take these, my guests, as close as you can to the Library of Orcus, and direct them where they should go after you've dropped them off. Am I clear? Yes, mistress. Ding-ging, ding-ging.
Did she say that?
Yes, she said all of that out loud for you all to hear.
She said ding, 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 ding?
No. There's the bell.
Okay, you said that like in her voice though.
Oh, hilarious! No. That's
Ding,
the bell. Ding 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 ding. No. Gung 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 gung.
It sounded like I went like, what are you talking about? Ding ding.
No.
Ding ding. The bell made
Ding
a noise.
ding. The bell fucking made a noise. No. That's not what she did. No. There's the bell rang as you see that that gondola has now put a small platform, a small wooden platform for you to step over into the gondola, and is waved open. And Red Shroud looks at all of you. I'm excited to hear and to see what you bring back for me. She looks at you, Artie, and she blows you a small kiss.
Good.
You catch it?
That'll be the coldest.
Catch it, put it in my pocket. I'll save this one for later.
I'm gonna lead the way to just immediately step on that gondola the second it's available.
You got it. And you do so. You step over the gondola, kind of rocking as you enter its surface.
Great. Hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Good in.
All right, you all get in.
Daniel, thing.
Yes,
just
of course,
as I get
Emma.
in, just as a general thing that Emmerin likes to do, I just want to glance back and just clock every corner of the room, any balconies, weak points of vulnerability of the structure, number of people, keeping in mind blind sense, anyone that feels like they're in the room but I cannot see, just a overlook as I step into the gondola.
Make a perception check.
Gonna be a 23, sir.
23, yeah. While you're not an architect, you can tell that this place is just incredibly well made. I mean, if you destroyed maybe a good portion of the pillars, maybe some parts of it would break. But to break a pillar, those things are solid red marble and are probably red dyed marble, and they're probably really hard to shatter through. You'd need a full-on battery ram working on that thing for 10 minutes or more to make a dent in it, let alone to break the whole thing. So it's possible. It's just if you hit your dagger to it, probably not going to crumble down structurally. It's pretty well made. The other thing that you notice is that there's actually a balcony that you guys didn't see as you look up, and you watch as a number of demons are currently, and it looks to be these winged beautiful female and male demons currently you imagine are going into private rooms to escort people or to just have full-on orgies. And you do notice that on the second balcony. As for that...
Thank you. I'll save that for later.
Yeah. The one last thing is as you're kind of looking around and you're looking at the garden, you swear you see, in one of the plants, is a human face that looks like it's in agony. And that's what you get with a 23.
Cool.
Damn.
Can I just take up a tiny piece of meat and toss it towards the plant as we're...
Sure. You certainly can try. As you toss it towards the plant, it's not actually the face that moves. There's another section of the plant that actually opens up, grabs it, and eats it. But as it looks up, you hear a moan from the face. Of pain and agony. And as you guys begin to take off with the gondola, you see Red Shroud sit down at the table with Alistair again, and Alistair looks over in the direction of your gondola and gives a small wave.
Fuck me.
As you guys exit Red Shroud's palazzo. And as you guys go out, actually, as you guys are about to exit the steps and, enter into that large, courtyard and that into that area where the blood ran down into that long river, as soon as it passes the threshold, the whole scenery changes. And you guys are now in the middle of the wasteland. No longer in Broken Reach. Almost like you guys were transported with the boat a long ways down the river Styx. As this long skeletal creature in the black robes and the lamp hanging with the bell kind of collared at one of his wrists. Their wrists? You're not quite sure. And then as they're going, they're stoically just rowing down the river. And you guys will have like about a short rest if you guys wanted to take that over the course of the time. If you guys wanted to talk or do anything while you guys are on the boat.
I have a question.
Sure, I need a short rest. I'm in a lot of pain.
Yeah. What's up, Artie?
Just recalling, the spell sending, is that something that is said out loud, or is that
I believe
internal?
you can whisper it, but I believe it is said out loud. Let me double check. I know message for sure is. Maybe sending is not. Oh, whoops. The creature hears a message in its mind. You send a short message. Well, it actually doesn't. It sends a short message. So I see. So it's based on the spell message, and whisper. So you'd be whispering it.
Never mind then.
Yeah. You would hear it in your mind, the reply.
Right.
But you could whisper it under your breath. Sounds good.
Sounds
But as for
good.
the rest of you guys have the moment and this strange creature paddling you down River Styx, and you guys can take that short rest.
I'm good.
While we're
That's
resting,
Mm-hmm.
I assume this figure can hear everything we're saying. Probably.
You
If we're
assume.
talking
Probably.
like out loud.
Yeah, you
I
should.
honestly think even if I gave us telepathic, they'd probably be able to hear, so I don't even know if it's worth it. That's my thought, at least. I could be wrong.
All right. Do you guys spend the trip in silence then, or?
I'm gonna pipe up and say, so, what is this whole names thing? Why does she want a book of names? Seems kind of useless, huh? Do any of you know what that is?
I've heard of some more ancient magic that can provide power over a creature if you know their true name. It wasn't. It's not a book of names. It's a book of true names, which I don't know. I haven't studied
I'm
it.
just gonna elbow Kyle in the middle of his sentence.
Kyle in
Well, Kyle's not
California.
there.
Are you in
he's
the
like,
same
oh,
room?
Sorry.
Kyle,
I'm
Hey, who the fuck is this?
Artie.
Who the fuck is this engineer guy? What's he doing here?
What's he doing
Hey,
here?
what'd you
Who
get
the
on
fuck is this
boat?
dog?
I'm just gonna elbow Artie like really aggressively in the middle of his sentence, and then whisper over the shoulder, looking away from Poe, and say, "Do we really think this is information that we want Poe or Gross to know?"
actually, yes.
Okay. All right. I'm kind of step back and then throw my arms and over the boat and kind of look around.
Mm-hmm.
So
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
What was that?
I was just giving some advice to Emran that the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
So, could this name be just entirely different from their, regular name? Or is it just like
I
a full
imagine it
name?
is. I imagine it's quite different. I don't know. Again, I haven't spent any years studying this specifically. It's much older magic, but at least the way I've always thought of it is it's some more like primordial type name. That makes sense.
Existential.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
Emran, as you're kind of looking over the side of the boat, every once in a while you'll see what looks to be like almost like a humanoid figure like swimming in the middle, but it's not quite fully visible. It's like half transparent. And occasionally they'll look up at you, and then they'll like stretch their mouths horrifically long, like no face, and then like they'll like stretch back and keep swimming down the river.
Can I, like, with my dagger, just like touch down to the water and see if there's any reaction?
Which dagger are you using?
My.
Did you say
My
which dagger are
military
you
dagger?
losing?
Are you using to touch the water?
My military dagger?
Same difference, really.
Your military
Same
dagger?
difference.
You got it.
Mhm.
You stretch it down into the river Styx. Stretch it down, and you're just kind of testing the water, plunging your hand into it, or just the blade.
I'm definitely not touching it with my hand
Yeah,
because
just
I
the
saw a
blade.
body dissolve in this shit earlier.
yeah.
Just the tip of the blade.
Yeah, sounds good. You put the tip of the blade into it, and as you bring it up and look at the tip of the blade, it's just the dagger. It's still there.
Oh, yeah.
Got him. Daniel doing a little pinch hand of trolling.
Yeah.
Pinch
You know,
hand.
just we troll a little bit. We troll. Yeah, your dagger's
a little bit
fine.
trolling. You know.
Just a little bit trolling.
Alright, cool.
Your dagger's fine, and nothing comes up. A little bit of the liquid like slicks off. It's like water. It doesn't have like the viscosity of like blood. It's more like water. But it is red like blood, just like crimson all the way through.
Cool.
You kind of flick it off. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. And as you guys are going through, occasionally you can see to the bottom of the river, and there's these almost like this glittering sediment at the bottom. Sometimes, and you feel like it's sometimes the river is whispering to all of you. It has like little like. Just kind of like occasionally whispering around the boat. And it's hypnotic in a way and very unsettling at the same time as you guys travel for about an hour. And as you guys are going through, as you guys are looking around, it's like you guys are like, it's like the landscape is moving past you all faster than your boat is traveling. It's a little disorienting and you get a little like seasick trying to adjust to it at first. But eventually the boatman grounds you at what looks to be the entrance to what seems to be a larger canyon here in the abyss, and gestures out with his long paddle and points over towards the west. Go. Library. There.
Okay. Thank you kindly. You have a safe trip back.
I agree.
I'm trying to
Oh,
avert my gaze because at this point I've turned back into Poe.
You got it.
Yeah, really. So she said half-mile away, right?
Something of the sort.
She said at half a mile is when we are in the sights of this person guarding it. So we don't know how far away this place actually is from where we are now.
From where you guys are
was
dropping
just
off now. But they said it's the closest place to the Styx is where she said.
Is there in this canyon? Are we like in it, or are we at the mouth of it?
You guys
Like,
are
if
kind
we
of like
wanted
at
to
the
go
mouth
high
of the
ground?
canyon. Yeah, you guys
In
could
it.
climb on it. You guys could walk around it if you wanted to. It's a pretty big mesa canyon kind of a thing. Because the river runs through it. You imagine the river cut like a path through the canyon. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to turn to the boatman
Mm-hmm.
and just say, "How far?"
Half a day.
Joko will turn and step off the boat.
You do so. The gondola kind of rocks with a little bit. I'm assuming the rest of you join him.
Yeah.
All
Steps
right, you
off.
all get out and you watch as the figure, the skeletal boatman, turns around, faces the other direction, hits his paddle into the water once, and vanishes into ash and smoke. Leaving you all alone in the canyon.
Mm.
All right, who wants
How
to
are
lead the
we gonna
way?
get back?
Before we head out. My private sanctum, I have to cast it at a location like on the ground. I can't cast it on like an item, like making a bubble. Does that make sense? Can I do that?
Oh, you mean, are you talking about like your moat? Like freezing it?
No, the private sanctum. Like, can I
Yeah.
cast it on like my backpack or
Oh,
something?
I see. You make an
And
area
then
within
it'll travel with
range
us.
magically secure. Yeah, I don't think it can travel with you. I think it's the intent is that you can like hallow an area, like a physical area in space and anchor that. If you were to put it on your backpack, it would just be anchored in that space, not to the backpack. Does that make sense? So you would still be you
What
would
if
travel away
I
from it.
what if I like grabbed a tent and made it in the tent, and then we like carried the tent on our heads?
Good question. It's still. I mean, the reason the wording here says casting the spell in the same spot every day for a year makes this effect permanent. So because of that, it seems like it's more like a physical geographical location as opposed to like the mental space of like inside the tent, right? Like geographically, you wouldn't be like inside the tent. You'd be like, longitude this, latitude this, and that's how I interpret private sanctum. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds good. That's what I was just trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. But you could
Figure
cast
out
it
if
and
there's
then
any
talk
way, but
freely if you do. That's totally fine.
no. I'll just prepare for shit.
Okay.
Explode.
All right. I
Okay.
mean, it lasts for 24 hours, so
Oh. Yeah, I know, but we need to move.
you got it. All right. And you guys are no longer within
So,
earshot
have
of
a day.
that creature. As you guys are all now traveling through the canyon. If there's anything you guys wanted to talk with now that you guys have some free space.
So, I just want to make sure we're on the same page here. We are going to at least go to this place, and I mean, she said it was a paladin. Like, I don't know if it's too powerful to try for us to like change it back, or well, I don't think the answer is giving her that book, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Or at least
Like, there's
knowing what we're dealing with ahead of time.
even, I mean, I don't know for sure about the like magic she's trying to use, but there's no way that we can give out, like, we're just creating more of an issue than we already have, right? Does everyone else agree with that?
This was
Yeah, I think-
always one option that we were exploring. It wasn't
Yeah,
a fucking
that's-
end all be all.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
I think
what
the
I
last
think,
thing we
and-
want is to get this power into the hands of Sybil and whatever
Exactly.
he's pulling on the
So-
material plane.
Also, does anyone else
thought-
think we need to kill Sybil before we leave?
I don't think we can kill anyone in that city.
Well,
We're
if
so
there's a
we're
way
so
that-
beyond outnumbered.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we follow Sybil or something, I don't know, but he knows we're alive now, and the Triketcher's gonna know if he gets out of this plane.
I mean, the Tricketcher knew we were alive already, right?
Not that you were aware of.
Well, we went to the whole, like, ceremony and took the people away. They
Yeah,
saw
They didn't
that.
see us.
They didn't see
Right?
you
Yeah,
guys,
we did.
actually. You guys used
They didn't
fog
see all
cloud
of
and
us.
a bunch of things. I believe the only person that they really got a full visual on was Sweemy. I believe that you guys obscured the areas that you guys went into, so they knew that there was a rebellion front, but I don't think they
We
were
had
aware
like
that
guards
you were alive.
uniforms and shit.
You guys were disguised. This is true.
I mean, we
It was a
we
really
can
well executed
think
plan.
about this and work it out once we get through. I mean, we're about to deal with the whole slew of shit right in front of us, but something to ponder. We might want to see. I mean, he might be gone by the time we even get back. But if we have a way, we might want to like figure out where
Yeah.
he's going and get him alone.
I-
You know what I mean?
I think our other options are, I mean, dealing with one demon, dealing with a second demon. I think we go to this place, we check it out, see if there's any way that we can like talk to the people If there's not, then we can run away. Like, I don't think going into the middle of the trying to fight our way into this place to steal a book that we don't even know if we really want to steal is worth it. I think that we can potentially try to talk and explain the situation and like warn them, and maybe that someone inside can give us passage or something as like a good grace for us not stealing anything. You know what I mean? I'm just talking out loud. Feel free to interrupt me and say if you guys have other ideas, but I think that's one plan. If that doesn't work, honestly, I think we could potentially tell Grost about what's happening. And if we're gonna have to side with the Demon Lord, we at least should side with the one that we're somewhat connected with already. Like, I don't want to side with the Demon Lord, but you know what I mean? That's my thought.
Kind of
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, get us out of here.
Joko, what's your thought? I know you hate everything in this situation, but let's be realistic. Let's try to come up with some sort of solution here. What is your thought?
All right. Well, about fucking Sybil, we can probably assume that if he knows that we're alive, then the Teketra also already knows, because, I mean, Artie's been sending messages to... Who was that fucking shopkeeper guy you guys fucking bullied?
Ganymede?
Yeah, that guy. Oh wait, no one said that.
That was me.
No one said anything.
So deep
I
in the
just said
roleplay, he
Ganymede
hears
too,
from
so you're
God.
fine.
A voice in the air appears. Ganymede. Oh yeah, fucking that guy.
Yeah, that guy. And that was when we were in the astral plane, so... If he knows, it's probably safe to say that the whole Draketra knows, so... If that's the reason we're gonna go kill him, then it's probably already too late. But if we're still gonna go kill him just for... You know, who he is, I'm on board.
I don't think we can. There's no way we can catch him. They're probably long gone.
Certainly.
So, from our situation now, what do you think is the best option?
I do like your suggestion, Artie, to see if we can reason our way through this current situation we find ourselves in. I think either way, even if we were to steal it or not to steal it, trying to talk to this otherworldly figure that kills anything within a half mile, figuring out a way to not fight with that thing right away might be a wise point of action, as well as the librarian itself. So I'm on board with that. I say we maybe walk in, not necessarily unarmed, but not wielding our weapons, and literally
just like we're bearers of warnings, kind of deal.
Yeah, and also maybe because I feel like we should definitely both like this guard. Okay, the thing is that the Red Shroud said that this guard bears vengeance for all. So it might see us as an enemy right away. But the librarian might be the one that we can reason with and bear warning with.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, what we can do is, I don't know how soon the creature's going to get to us. I can try to just like halt it, or basically keep it contained while you guys run in and try to find the librarian.
Okay.
I don't know. I might be able to. I don't know the strength. There's lots of question marks in it, but I think that's the way we do it. We try not to fight. We try to avoid the best we can.
I agree with that. Artie, do you have any kind of way that we could best our chances to get past that half-mile mark without being sensed by another magical creature using something magic?
I mean, I honestly Not if we want to be moving. I mean, I don't know who it is. I can't even send a message to it. I mean, I myself can go extremely quickly and close and try to reason with it, and I should be able to escape, but splitting the party like that, I don't think is worth it. I think we just go in, we are bearers of news. If it tries to attack us, I can try to contain it somehow, or we can try to contain it, and just one person needs to get to that librarian.
I feel like
yeah.
Stealth might be our friend here as choice number one.
Choice number one, but I don't think it's going to work. I think this creature's going to have some sort of other alternate way of finding us, regardless of how stealthy we are. But I certainly agree that we should try being stealthy or we come in peace, but we need to be prepared for it not to work.
Yeah.
All right.
I like playing both sides like that. It's what the fucking demons always do.
So we go in, we try to be somewhat stealthy, but we're prepared to give a we come in peace speech to the guard. If that doesn't work, we try to contain it. If that doesn't work, one person, whoever thinks they can do it, needs to try to get inside of that librarian to potentially call off the creature.
What did you write down while she was talking, by the way? Was it fucking it's blind to something? Or you blind it?
Yeah, blinding or creating illusions seem to be beneficial, which I can obviously do somewhat, and that's why I'm pretty confident I can distract it or keep it occupied while you guys go in, but that's why I think that's our best option, is me trying to keep it busy.
I can also throw up a massive, space of fog around it. Maybe it would blind it.
Yeah, I mean,
cover.
that will definitely help too. So I think we have a good rough idea. We can go head in and see how deep into the alphabet we go with our plans.
Great. Maybe like a mile out, we'll start to engage.
Yeah, I think it's going to be around the plan E to F range is what we're going to end up hitting. Okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Poe, just for being thorough sake, real quick. Does Grost have any insight? This is, home, probably knows of this place to assist at all, maybe? Or maybe we just don't even ask and just go.
I look at Emran and very matter-of-factly say, I don't think so, Emran. And I turn around and walk west.
You got it. You all start walking west through the canyons that mark the outside of this area in the first layer of the abyss, Pezunia. And as you guys are marching forward with a plan in mind, A through Z, hopefully, that is where we're going to take our break.
I through Z.
I through Z. All right, and I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. We love you. See you soon.
See you. Take 5. I'll see you soon.
We're taking 5. See you soon. Well, actually, we're taking 10. See you soon.
He's generous today.
Yeah.
Eyes up.
And welcome back. All right. Cool. So you guys are now, as you guys are traversing through the canyon, it begins to open up into this wide, shoal, just almost like these gigantic, just dunes of sand and just kind of all around you. Your feet kind of slipping into its surface like a good foot as you guys are trekking through this. And as you guys are continuously walking, you start to realize, like before, that this seems to be not like sand made from rock, but rather grated up bone. For over thousands and thousands of bodies, as you guys are just stepping over just vaporized bone. And And as you guys go through, you're seeing these like gigantic, like floating earthen moats. These like almost like these small planetary bodies, like just hanging up in the sky. Some of them similar to Sola, like these floating islands. And you see one over in the distance, probably a good mile away. The only reason you spot it is because it's like particularly interesting. There's these 3 spires of rock that reach up almost like a claw, and above all of it, there is this floating earthen moat. It seems to be in like almost like this blackened obsidian field, almost like maybe there was like some sort of volcanic eruption or flow near it. And way high above these 3 spires of rock, there is in the middle of the sky a floating gigantic earthen moat, and on top of it, this like 8-sided tower that seems to be made out of pure iron, stretching up into the sky as far as you can see.
How high is it off the ground?
Off the ground, it is probably about 100, but you notice that there are these, so imagine this is floating up in the sky. I couldn't quite find exactly what I wanted. But there's there's a singular huge iron chain that comes down from that and anchors itself. It splits into 3 parts to all of those, like, those claws that are, like, reaching up toward that floating earthen moat. You imagine that that's the library.
Easy.
And you said we're a mile out?
Yes, you guys are a mile out.
Do we see anything about half a mile out?
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check. It's a long ways out, but everybody can go and make a perception check, yeah.
Can I use my help action for Artie's perception check right now?
Sure.
My perception? Oh, God.
Yeah, you can help out. You're kind of pointing out
can I use it on myself?
in the sky. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, so then I'll use it on myself instead, actually.
Sure.
11.
Wait, you can't use help on yourself. You can't help yourself.
That's what I was asking.
You can
I didn't
help
think
someone
so.
else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me use it.
I like
for
to help
Artie.
myself and give myself advantage.
Oh, please.
That's what I
Help
thought.
yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Help yourself.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Daniel-
let me help Artie.
Yeah, what's up?
With mine, can I look at like the ground and like the land that is like within that half mile? Is there like a difference between once that half mile starts?
Oh, good question. Yeah, you want to make that perception check. 9 perception for Poe, 11 for Artie, 15 for Joko. Artie with advantage because Emran's helping you out. Joko, with that 15, there's no like huge difference, as in like it's not like yes, exactly at half a mile. There's like a sign that says this is half a mile away. You know, there is a bit of a gradation from this like shoal of bone dust into like almost volcanic rock, and you imagine that might happen around the half mile point.
It's like a what of rock? Sorry.
Volcanic rock. Volcanic rock.
The volcanic rock starts there?
It kind of begins to start around there. It's a gradient, so it's not like immediately like a firm cutoff point, right? It's almost like sometimes some parts of the flow of lava is like stretched over like the sand. Some of it is like the sand has kind of come over and wrapped over it for a couple. So it's not exactly, but the terrain does seem to change ever so slightly. 22 for Emran or for Artie?
For Emran.
Not for Artie.
Didn't you use the help action?
Emran, are you helping? Because if you're helping, you can't perceive. If you give the help action, then it's Artie who's doing it.
Oh, I can do my own ability check.
Yeah, because you're using that time to help someone else.
That makes sense. I hadn't thought about.
Otherwise,
yeah.
Otherwise, Zach, I would help you, and you would help Artie, and Artie would help me,
and
and
I'll
we'd all
help
have
you,
advantage.
and I'll help
And then
you.
you guys will all look at
You guys have a
exactly.
little help
Right,
circle.
right, exactly. So, Artie, did you roll an advantage for the 11?
No, I did not.
All right, so give us that advantage, buddy. Let's see if you get higher than an 11.
6.
Okay. Yeah, you see the library,
higher.
that giant floating structure in the sky. You don't see any person. You don't see like a big old demon. Doesn't seem to be anything of note.
A big old demon.
Yeah, don't see it.
Okay.
As we continue moving, then I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace
Lovely.
on all of us.
Okay, sounds good.
So stay within 30 feet of me, and you're good.
Okay, sounds good. You guys are now traveling Pass Without a Trace. You guys are trying to stealth, correct?
I am for sure. Yeah.
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 You guys are trying to go sneaky bakey luck. All right, I need you all to make stealth checks for me, please. And you add +10 to the stealth check. And this is going to be a group skill check. So I'll be taking the average.
Holy shit.
Best boy.
18, even the +10, okay.
Stealth skill.
Oof.
6.
+10, 16.
16. Holy shit, that schmelth.
32.
That schmelth score is ridiculous.
Whoa. Okay, there's 4 of you.
Dude,
Oh, wow.
rogues have just such high schmelth.
I mean, look at our ranger. It has 32.
Fucking ranger.
That's a 32 stealth though. It's different than schmelth.
Schmelth is very
You're absolutely right.
You're absolutely
Schmelth
correct,
it,
actually.
Schmelth
Schmelth is so much higher. You're actually correct. It's a completely
I wish they
separate.
would
It's a
nerf-
completely separate check. Schmelth.
Yeah.
I wish they would
Wrong.
nerf
Shit.
schmelth. I wish they would nerf schmelth because it just makes stealth irrelevant.
All right.
It's really an archaic system.
That is a group skill check of 23.5. As you guys are going.
Oh yeah.
As you guys go closer, there's whispers on the breeze, but whatever is out there that seemingly may have noticed you doesn't seem to have noticed you. As you guys are all sneaking around Poe, this shroud of like shadow kind of covering your guys' steps and keeping you from making any noise at all, and actually also somewhat shrouding you from vision, camouflaging you amidst the blackish volcanic rock. And you guys see
Have we
those...
crossed onto the volcanic rock?
Yes, you guys. I'm assuming you guys have, since you're stealthing into the half-mile range. As you guys are going, the 3 spires are now like there. You imagine about probably 10 minutes away or so, and you can begin to climb up the chain towards the library if you'd like. Or you could fly,
Before
or you
we
can
do
do any
that-
number of things to get up there.
Before we do that, I want to take, pinch my fingers together, and have a little mote appear, and hand it to Joko.
Okay.
Say, this can get you inside if you need. We need someone to protect us if all hell breaks loose. Just make sure that the librarian knows the situation. And I'm giving you Dimension Door.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
Got it.
Nice.
Okay. As you guys are going
So
forward,
you
by
have
the
a
way,
Dimension Door.
and you guys are now crossing the
I have a
threshold
dimension door.
about a half mile. You couldn't see it because some of the volcanic rock was obscuring it. There are just corpses everywhere. All around this space, just bones and half-rotted bodies, and all of them seemingly like slashed through or stabbed through. A couple of them with bright scars, as if something exploded against their chest, but not fire, but like almost like something. You guys could investigate to see what that would be, what would kind of make a wound like that.
I would
But
like to
there are
investigate
just like
these.
there are hundreds of bodies around. Yeah, sure. Go and make an investigation check for me, or a medicine check if you're trying to determine like the nature of the wounds and what caused them.
Let's
Hey,
go
Daniel.
investigation.
Sorry, what?
While this is going on, can I draw a little thing?
18.
Of
and
course.
You can tell me if it is like accurate
Sure.
to what's going on
Yeah,
here.
yeah, of course. 18, you said.
So we've
Arya?
got like
investigation.
this little tower,
Yeah.
and then it's like chained to the ground, and it's floating in the air.
Good question. Yeah. So imagine above this image that you're seeing right here, the tower is actually way above you, and then it is chained to the spires that you're seeing there. So you see these like claw-looking things that are like rising up in the sky. The chains are attached to that. So it's like this, and then
Oh, so it's like
correct.
this.
You
Yes.
get to the top here, and then you go
Exactly
up.
like that, and it's
Oh,
make sense.
so you have to climb. You have to walk up, climb the claw before you get to the chain.
That's
The chain
exactly
doesn't go to the base.
That's
All right.
exactly
Get
correct.
onto the claw, get over, get to the chain,
Yep.
climb up the chain,
Yep.
and then get into the easy enough.
Easy enough, right?
You'll let the second big rock
All right.
turn right at the oak tree.
That's it. With the 18 investigation, Arthur, as you're kind of looking around, these wounds look a lot like when Joko slams somebody with his smite.
Okay, perfect. That is just what I wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, that's not a good sign for me.
What'd you expect?
Divinity.
All right, where are you guys going?
This is Joko. He's gonna turn on us right now.
It's
Joe
multiverse.
doesn't even know
Joko.
his eyes just roll in the back of his head. He
Multiverse
turns
Joko.
into the being.
Yeah, it's just Loki. It's Sylvie.
Yeah. It's a variant Arthur.
Mhm.
Or no, variant Joko.
You've been hanging out with material plane 931 Joko. Just wait till you meet abyssal plane
Joko.
421 Joko.
Wow, you're a really demon killing guy.
Oh my
You think you're pretty strong, don't you? I am strong. I am fucking strong. Sure. Okay.
I will say that with all the different multiverse Jokos, like there's one where he's like a clown for hire, and there's one where he's like the president of the United States. But in all of them, he has the same voice.
I love it. I love to hear it.
It's always just like,
It's always,
what do you fucking want? I'm a fucking clown, huh?
all right.
Red nose, a big shoes.
So with the 23 stealth still, are you guys climbing up which are you guys going to the left side, right side of which chain do you want to go up? Are you guys separating? Are you guys staying together?
There are two here, right?
There's technically three, one in the back, but yeah, you could choose the back one or these front two, yeah.
Do you guys want to go half up the left, half up the right, or do you guys want to stick together?
Let's split.
Let's split.
I think that's how far away are the two claws?
Each claw is like, I mean, their tips when they reach up and they reach out, those tips are probably around 60 feet from each other. However, the bases are closer to about 100 feet from each other.
Yeah, that's fine. We can split.
Okay.
Oh wait, as we're about to slip, Poe says, "Wait, nope, stay with me. Otherwise, we might get detected. Let's move together. I'll stay in the middle."
Okay, let's move together.
Good catch.
So which one then?
That one. And I point. At
Great.
one.
You point to one of them, and you go to the left one, and you start climbing up. All right. The initial part of the journey is no problem at all. As you guys are climbing the spire, it's just like a fairly difficult like rock climb, but it levels out towards the end. And it's totally fine until you're seeing those chains now like spiraling up into the air. This one is going to require definitely a lot more athleticism, if you will, to be able to scale.
Oh.
I definitely think I'm going to, if I'm not already in the front, push past to the front and put my hand first on the chain and kind of look back.
Sure. Each rung of this chain, each single chain link is about like 12 feet wide and 10 feet long. Each iron band of the chain around 5 feet thick.
Jesus.
Yeah. These are huge, massive.
How tall?
Massive
how much
chains.
would we need to climb? Like how many feet?
You imagine it's about 60 feet. Sorry, I said 40 feet. It's about 40 feet. About 40 feet.
40 feet.
Yeah. So it'd be like
better.
two rounds, basically.
Okay.
Or a little more than that.
What does it look like because obviously we're not just going to be like hand over handing, right? It's on a small chain. It's a huge-ass chain.
It's huge, yeah.
What would be like the climbing technique for this?
That's a great question. I mean, some of these chains aren't perfectly molded, by the way. They're not like completely clean. There are areas in which like it's been eroded or some of the chains have cracked slightly. So you can find handholds and different things to kind of climb. It's also not straight up. It's not a pure vertical either. It's at a slight, like probably around a 45 degree to 60 degree angle that reaches up. It will get harder as you get closer toward the library. But there are enough places for you to hook your foot and then your hand in the imperfections in these chains.
You guys, cool if I go up first and you guys just follow the line that I have?
Well, don't go too far because then you'll be out of the fucking ink, whatever this shit is. And Joko like waved his hands around in like the dark shadow.
The dark shadow that passes without a trace. It's kind of weird and like it's like rolling your hand through like stage smoke. You know, it kind of moves with you and you kind of feel it there, but it's kind of shifts.
No, yeah. What I'm saying is as I reach, just put your feet in your hands where I'm reaching for. I'll set the line. You guys just follow right behind. Okay?
Joko, can you be underneath me if I start to fall? I don't feel very confident in this.
Sure. Also,
Right,
don't feel very confident in Emmeren's line for me.
Rude.
This is like the one thing I'm good at. What do you mean?
You're fucking 2 feet tall. I could reach my arm the length of you.
Oh shit, that's fair.
Well, let's go.
Let's just do
No
it.
point
and see
standing
how it
around.
goes.
All right. I mean, are you trying to find like what looks like a good path, like a rock climbing wall?
Yeah. I wanna do my best to find a solid,
This would be
line on a rock climbing call,
Yeah.
and keeping in mind what Joker just pointed out, areas that are fit to our sizes.
Sure.
for
This would be
foot
like
and
an
handle.
investigation check. You're closely looking at the chain to like map out a route.
I'm right behind Emran. Can I like
You could also try
help
an
her
investigation check.
and like
Yeah.
You can either give the help
Okay, cool.
action or you can try yourself. Your choice.
I will try myself and
Got it.
just like point Emran in the right direction if I see.
Sounds good.
Investigation, that's a 25 for me.
Can I? Oh, you know what? Actually, let's just do it. If that was the case. I got a crit.
Emran, you got a great route. You
Ooh.
got a fantastic route. You think you could like jump over to that one and then climb up on that one? You think like that's exactly the route? You think it's gonna be
So
pretty
with
good?
so with anything, okay, you know what? Already go ahead.
Artie, with a 25, you see there's a very slow, deliberate route that you can take from the left chain. Like, there's kind of, you see, in the make of these chains, there is this, like, seam where, like, the iron probably, like, was molded together or, like, welded together. And that weld is actually a pretty firm, like, maybe, like, 4 inches out from the rest of the chain, which would provide actually a really good handhold. It might make the climb easier than it would normally be. And as you're kind of gauging it, you're watching them mostly connect together all the way up. And you imagine that that's probably the best route. You see Emran go as far away from that as possible, trying to climb like upside down on the thing as she begins to make
Does
it.
Artie as anything to?
Emran.
No. Don't worry, Artie. I got it. I know the way.
No, I can't. No, you are able to do that, but I can't do that.
No, this
Okay,
is perfect.
I'm
What
not
are you
as
talking
skilled a
about?
climber.
Just put your,
No,
put your
look
foot
over here.
What the fuck did I
Your
just
hand.
fucking say? I'm not going upside fucking down.
Emran, just come
Emran is
here.
just holding by her legs, and she's looking at them from like upside down, looking down.
Okay, Artie is going to start climbing the other way.
You got it. So those of you guys who choose Artie's
Emran,
way,
I am not saving you if you fall.
yeah, those of you guys go
I
Artie's
said,
way. will be able
Emran,
to
I
do
am not
athletics
saving
with
you
advantage.
if you fall, and then I'm proceeding to go up the safe route the
You got
best I
it.
can,
You got it.
with Joko right behind me.
All right, so it looks like the
Mhm.
the order
Constantly
is
checking.
Emran. It's Emran, then Artie, then Joko, then Poe at the back.
Yeah,
Okay,
Which route is Poe following?
that depends on Poe.
Artie's for sure.
So Emran's going some fucked up direction,
All right, so
and then we're all going the same.
so everyone who is going over the seams, over those chain seams, you can go ahead and make an athletics check at advantage for me. Emran, I need you to make an athletics or acrobatics check at disadvantage.
You got it. I'm doing
I actually
acrobatics.
rolled well. 17. I might make it up, guys.
Nice.
Let's go. I got
Nice.
28.
28. Nice. The first leg of the journey. Okay.
23.
23. All right. Nice, y'all.
I
So-
have 26.
You got 26. Nice. All right. So as you guys are going up, climbing over that the seam, Emran is currently taking a highly unoptimal path, but because of her just natural dexterity, is just like jumping around on the chains like it's like the best playground in the world. Is like parkouring, doing like back ejects, and like just climbing all over the damn thing. It's pretty
I
impressive.
wish you guys were over here. This is so much fun. You just hop and then gain her this way, and then grab on that with one hand, and then you yoink yourself up, and then we just hop on this platform. It's pretty simple, guys.
What she's doing is quite possibly impossible for probably the rest of you. Maybe Poe can attempt it, but
Like,
like
every single like chain that Artie goes up, he like wipes his hands on his pants, is like visibly sweating, trying to just like one at a time, and like
Yeah.
keeps checking back to make sure Joko's behind him like every
good.
single second.
you guys do end up climbing up that first leg. And as you're looking down, there is now only no spire below you to catch you, but the rock about 100 feet below, the volcanic rock underneath you as you climb the chain now. And you're now on your second leg. I need another round of athletics checks for Emran, acrobatics check. These are still at advantage because of the pathing that you chose, Artie. 19 or 29?
16.
16.
I might make it, guys. I might make it.
Oh my god.
Did you use
Okay, do
halfling
you want
luck?
me-
Did you use halfling
Oh
luck?
no, I did not. Thank you, sir.
Or why'd you re-roll the 1?
Because I'm still at
Oh,
disadvantage.
it's a
right?
disadvantage, yeah.
Okay, so then let me use half.
Doesn't get worse than a 1, yo.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
I gasped.
All right, so I'm actually a 23.
Oh my god. With an 8, it's a
Holy shit.
23.
Yeah.
Jesus. Emran, you go up and you're kind of like, as you're talking along, kind of chittering away as you're like, laughing and climbing up these things, your foot misses one of the chain links. And you're like, "Ah!" As you begin like falling towards the volcanic rock, but you take out one of your daggers and then the other one, and you kind of like cling on to the inside of the chain link, just barely catching yourself as you're hanging now like underneath the chain link. You're able to pull yourself up, barely like just keeping away from the edge of death, and continue your climb up, slightly shaken by the idea of dropping hundreds of feet and slamming into volcanic rock. As for the rest of you, you guys climb perfectly fine. Poe, what was your score, by the way?
22.
22, yeah, you're totally fine as you guys climb this second leg, and now you guys are at the lip of the library. As you guys have climbed up almost all the way up the chain, like Artie, you're sweating and panting from the rock and also from climbing, which is not something that you have great expertise in. Having not been detected that whole way, and as you guys are looking, there is a hooded figure standing in front of an entrance hall where there's a large door with some sort of like shrine built in the back behind him. And he, as you guys are kind of like peering around the sides of the lips of this library, he has not seemed to see you yet. You guys have rolled that great on your stealth. As you see this figure before you, there is a little bit
like Joko.
He is large, as opposed to Joko. Actually, as opposed to Joko, he has like multiple horns coming out of his body. He has horns on his head, horns on his shoulders, horns kind of coming out of like where his trapezius would be in the back as well. It's kind of like this crown of thorns. And on top of that,
we get it. He's horny.
And as well as he holds like on his side, kind of propping himself up, this gigantic scythe. This massive, like, two-handed scythe with a blade that's easily, like, 3 feet long. And on top of that, he's wearing these very dirty and bloodied up clothes, but what look to be former garb of some sort of crusader of some kind. A dirtied up and banged up and even, like, slightly broken holy sigil on his left lapel. And he is like stationed outside. But as you guys are looking toward him, can I get a perception check from all of you, please?
Yes. Can it be an advantage?
You may.
7.
I've perceived everything. A 19.
7, 19.
13.
13. Poe,
I took all of Emran's perception.
Poe and Joko. You actually see the horns that are on top of his head stretch beneath his hood and actually cover his eyes, where there are like eye slits for him to see, but like it forms this really horrible impression where the horns seem to be growing out of where his eyes would be.
Jesus.
And
how far away is he?
Highly demonic. Like he looks like a demon. He is currently at this distance that you see from you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, as you guys are currently...
This is a gap that we need to get over?
This is a gap, yes, over the bridge that's half broken, yes.
Is that to scale? Is it about 10 feet?
It is about 10 feet. And as you guys are looking down, there's also a cluster of bodies around the entrance of the library where they are just all dead in that pit. That is true.
But he hasn't seen us yet.
No. Amazingly.
Okay, guys.
Hey, Artie.
Yes?
I want to cast Divine Sense.
You got it. You cast Divine Sense, take 6 seconds. Demon, you register him as fiendish right in front of you.
Guys, okay. I'm going to give us 1 hour. You guys need to get in, find Arthune, and get out. Okay?
Okay.
Are we all able to do that?
Is that the fucking library guy?
Arthune, yeah, some library.
Yeah, his
Okay,
name?
ready?
Yeah, Arthur.
Ready for
Artie,
what?
Are you gonna
Okay.
be okay?
What are
What's
we-
happening,
what are you
Artie?
doing?
I will be
Artie?
fine. And you see as Artie takes out a handful of, like, very bright crimson dust.
You want me to
And
use
starts, like-
this? Joe's gonna hold the moat up.
To get out. You can use it to get out with one other person.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll
But for
start,
now,
like,
stay
What
here.
does the other person do? Do they run back and then we find you?
Yes.
And then we get out?
just run past him and go inside. I will help you from outside the best I can, but I'm gonna keep an eye on him. I don't know what kind of tricky business he's gonna throw, and then I can always message you if I need you.
Okay.
And so I'll take the dust and I'll start like rubbing my hands together with the red dust, and they start lighting up this like red, like aura just emanating from them. And I put my hands in like I make 2 L's with like both of my fingers, and then I connect them into a square, and I push the square in front of me, and this red square starts emanating out from me and encapsulates him, and I cast Force Cage.
Force Cage, nice. He whips around as soon as like the red wall comes out, and the Force Cage wraps around him as the red wall just like encapsulates him as he immediately runs up with a scythe. Demons, give me blood, demons! And he boom, the scythe clangs on the inside of the Force Cage. There is no save, right? It's just around him?
There is no save.
All right, he is now
Not only is there no save, I'm doing the full-on, it's a box, solid barrier he can't see.
Oh, he can't see.
Ooh, shit!
It's small enough that I can do a full barrier he can't see, completely solid. I basically just sent him into a prison.
Great, you did so.
Fuck yeah.
And I said, go!
I take 2 steps back, crouch down, and then run and jump across this gap.
Nice.
It's a 10-foot box, by the way.
You got it. It's just around him, yeah.
Yeah.
There's enough
I do
space
the
for you to
same.
go past, yeah. All right, Emran, what's your strength score?
My strength is -1.
You jump over, and you are
Bonus action shove her.
You are 1 foot. You shove her?
I can bonus action. I can use my
yes, you
telekinetic
can.
to shove.
She,
So I can shove her 5
you
feet.
watch as she barely is about to miss the lip as Emran starts to go whoa, 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 as you like are tumbling, and Artie, you grab her and shove her across.
Thank you.
She lands rolling on the ground, but makes it onto the other side, breathing hard.
I run back and I jump as well.
All right, Pose, what's your strength score?
14 plus 2.
You're totally fine. You leap off, landing on the other side with Joko. Joko about 5 feet ahead of you all. He's pretty strong. All right,
Joko lands on his feet and keeps running. Boosh, boosh,
You
boosh.
keep running. You hear
Following.
Can you hear from the inside of the box, or is all sound canceled?
Let me actually see. Immobile, invisible, cube-shaped prison.
It's invisible.
Let's see.
Oh, so wait, it just looks like he's sitting there doing nothing?
Yeah, I guess it is invisible.
So it's not open.
So he can see.
He can see.
Hold on, I'm reading it right now. Sorry,
Okay.
first time we've used
Yeah.
it. Cage also extends into the ethereal plane. Can't be dispelled by dispel magic. Yeah, solid, invisible, clear. He can see. I don't know if he can hear, because it's solid. Like, he might be muffled.
He might be muffled. So you guys can hear what he's saying from the inside. A bunch of demons. Kill him. I'm gonna kill you all. You can hear a snarl from behind the prison box. He's looking all at you all like you all are demons. At this point, it's very clear that you guys are not.
Interesting. Stupid guard.
I run past him.
You run past him. As he run past you, he slams his scythe into the middle of the cage and goes, "Come back here, demon! I'll kill you in the name of my god!"
And we charge inside, right, guys?
Yeah, we do.
All right,
Yeah.
Daniel,
as you guys,
just because they're going to charge inside,
yeah,
I would like to try to jump over this. If I can't, I'm
yeah,
just
of course.
gonna
What's your strength score, buddy?
10.
10. That's just enough, as it's 10 feet
Sick.
across, and as you.
So
You get
I'll
to the
jump
other side.
over.
Mhm.
I want to go in front of him,
Okay.
and while they're inside, I'm just trying to reason with him. I want to learn as much as I can
Oh.
about his situation and see if I can't, like, come to some sort of compromise. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
literally,
totally.
I'm just therapy session outside, seeing there's no way he can attack me. Is there any way
Totally.
I can possibly save him?
Of
Like,
course, of course. As you are looking over, we're gonna start with everyone who's running. As you guys are running towards the entrance of the library, you get in front of that door, and it's not like a traditional door with like huge like double door with like 2 handles or whatever like that, or any gear or any mechanism. Instead, there is a gigantic statue of this like goat-headed with like this large bone head. with massive horns, a large, rotund, and muscular body, a massive, like, looks to be maybe a staff or wand that's like seems to be in the shape of like a small spine and a skull atop the wand, and then it's like a statue in front of the door. And as you guys are like running toward it, it doesn't seem like there's any like easy way to get into the door.
Can I investigate the statue?
Of course. Make an investigation check for me, please.
Yeah, same.
Shit, I didn't get it.
Okay.
I crit failed.
Okay. Gosh, you're having a hard
Group
time.
Continues on.
All right, you're like looking on, and you start like trying to grab things, and you're like, I have no idea what's going on. Emran, what was your thing? It was 4. You guys have no idea. I mean, the wand has like a couple of colors on it. It has a couple of different colors, but you have no idea what that means.
Can I look at the door and see if there's any connection to anything in the room around us?
Sure. Go to make a investigation check or perception check, I guess. I'm assuming.
I'd like to percept. 10.
10. It's not connected to anything. The thing that only stands out is you see a number of colors that are all gems, actually. The gems embedded into the wand. And with a 10, you can see something scrawled, like, on the base of the statue.
I want to go around and look at that script.
Yeah, you look at the script. You can't read it. It looks like just foreign language to you. It's just like a bunch of weird runes and mismatched symbols. It's freaking wingdings. You have no idea.
Does it look vaguely evil?
Sure. Looks vaguely evil.
Hey, Poe, what's this say?
Huh? Oh,
Poe, you go up and you
Daniel.
can read it perfectly. It's abyssal.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. It
Evil
says.
language.
It says.
Stereotypes. I stereotyped again.
Hi-oh. It says the master's favored magic wand hungers. Those who sate the skull shall pass.
I pass that on. Those who sate the skull pass.
Those that sate the skull?
Like satiate, I guess.
What?
Satisfy.
What does that mean?
Satisfy.
Well, where's the skull? Where's the skull? Is there a skull in the statue?
There is the skull on top
He's
of the
fucking
wand.
holding a skull.
There's also the bone skull that's atop his head.
What's a
Does it
fucking
have
skull
its
want?
mouth open or anything?
Yeah, go to make
Is there, like...
all 3 of you go to make a history check for me. As you guys are doing that, Artie, we're gonna flash back to you. I can see you, demon. I can smell you. Come on, fight me. Artie, this is you, facing against this horned creature.
I just want to very calmly, I'm going to cast message and point at it. Say, I'm not a demon.
You can't trick me with your lies. Continue.
I can't lie. Could a demon be truly good? Sense my presence. You'll understand.
Kind of puts two hands on the scythe and poof, pings out. Unfortunately, the force cage, I believe, gets in the way. I believe it's I think it does. We'll see. Force cage. Let me just read it real quick. It might not.
I don't know.
This is the interaction between force cage and. Oh, did you have it be in the shape of a cage or like straight up flat box?
So.
Like solid barrier or.
If I knew I was gonna talk to him, maybe I'll do like a prison hole in the face plate. Does that make sense?
If you do prison hole, then spells can get out of there. Does it make sense? Or you can have one hole in the side of it, basically.
Yeah, basically like a breathing apparatus.
All right. Okay. We'll
see if that works.
Sure. I'll have him make a charisma save if he wants to cast a spell through there. As he pings out, he kind of like furrows his brow, the 2 horns that are jutting out of his eyes. It's all lies. You're a demon and I know it. I can smell it. You are. I'm the only fucking human here and you all demons.
I want to take out my vial of holy water that I have. And show it to him.
What are you holding up?
It's holy water, and I'll take a little bit and splash it inside Adam.
Okay. All right. Go. I'll have him make a. God, is this a roll to hit or is it just a splash it inside?
I'm literally just trying to splash so it like
Okay.
some gets on him. I'm not trying to like attack him with the holy water, if that makes sense.
Some will get on him. Okay. I need you to roll 2d4 for me.
Sounds good. We have the same.
7.
7.
It burns him. You watch as the holy water burns at his skin. He goes, I knew it. You and your foul demon magic. I knew you were trying to trick me. I'm not gonna leave this plane until I kill every last one of you fuckers.
I just want to.
You can go to make an insight check if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'll do insight. 17.
17.
Pretty good.
This demon is fully convinced that he's a human, and all the rest of you are demons. He's looking. You don't know what he's seeing, or how he's doing, but he's fully convinced, tricked, whatever it is, that that he's fighting against demons right now, not against other humanoid creatures.
I want to walk around and like see if there's any sort of like markings. Like obviously the horns impaled in the eyes are pretty good indication, but I'm looking for more stuff like that, like any sort of like something that people could have used to mark him or
Go ahead
give
and make
poison
a perception check for me, please.
And 15.
I will come. Oh, hold on to that. So you guys at the door, who are like currently going over it and making sure. What did you guys want to do? You guys are making a check for me, I believe.
History check.
History check.
History check. Yes. What were the history checks?
I nat 20'd it.
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
And Joko with the 16.
I got a 16.
That's actually really good. That's really good for Joko. Joko, this guy reminds you of some of the demon lords that you hear about in folk tales. You know, the ones that are meant to scare children off. You know, it's the kind of like stories that you tell, like the boogeyman stories, right? And you've heard of one that's like kind of goat-headed, and you're trying to remember the name. You can't quite remember. You know, he had something to do with like you know, he had like a bunch of armies of like terrible undead things, and that's one of the things that you would hear about or tell in your folk tales. That's what you remember with a 16. Poe, with a nat 20 on history, you have, encountering what you have about the demon lords since your encounter with Grost, you would know exactly who this is. This is the demon lord of undeath, Orcus. Who's with the demon lord, one of the demon lords of the abyss. You also would know, with a nat 20, that he's not the biggest fan of Grost.
Of course. Why would Daniel make anything easy on him? They're best buds. They room together in college, actually.
Do I know anything about like the fable?
This is just a statue. You've heard some stories about him. You've heard some stories about how he would, how he is in the past, like especially in the olden days when gods and demons like actually roamed the earth, would like summon undead armies and fight with people. And he often will manipulate cultists into believing he's some sort of other entity, but will actually secretly turn them into his thrall. He just hates anything that's not undead. So he doesn't have any love for anything. He just hates everything else and is like, just wants things to be dead and under his control.
Okay, I relay all that information to y'all. So the gems on the door, what are they doing?
Great question.
How are they inlaid
with your perception checks, you guys couldn't tell. You guys just saw the gems. That's it.
Yeah.
What colors are they?
Great question. The colors are, as you guys are taking a closer look, they are red, blue, yellow, gold, emerald green, purple, clear, and black. There are 8 gems in total. From top to bottom.
The colors of the rainbow.
Red, blue, yellow, gold, emerald green, purple, clear, and black.
When examining the skull of the statue, does it look like there's any inlays on it? Like,
good question. Make an investigation check for me.
Thank you.
Already sitting here realizing that as they're just standing by the door for like minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Or he like checks his watch and is like, yeah, this isn't gonna go that smooth.
Joker's gonna turn around and go, "Hey, Adi,
Yes.
Is that guy like good over there?
No, he's pretty evil.
Okay, do you want to like switch jobs?
Yeah, sounds good. We'll swap places. I'll be like, yeah, Joko, like, I think there might be something, like, causing him to, like, basically have these visions, perhaps, like, he's impaled with, like, demon blood or something. Like, those are my hypotheses, but I haven't confirmed anything yet.
Alright.
Alright. Artie, as you're going over, you can now join after this. Emran, what was that investigation check?
It was a $10 investment, sir.
It was 10. Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the skull is there. It has like, funny thing is kind of like one of the eyes has like a small like clear casing over it. The other one is like hollow. Yeah, you have no idea.
Is it kind of jaggedly shaped?
Well, I mean,
like
with the 10,
one?
it's like hollow.
Okay, I'm gonna walk
got.
over to the wall and I'm gonna see if one of the gems easily comes out. I don't want to force it out with, but I just want to try to pull it off naturally.
Which one are you pulling off?
Ooh, let's.
Let me know when I get here, by the way, Daniel.
Sorry, it's not the left eye socket. Both eye sockets are fine. It's the mouth that has the little like opening. Sorry, that's my mistake.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. That's what I was. Sweet. I'm gonna bring Artie. I'm gonna actually like wave Artie you over if you come. Are you at the wall, Artie?
Yeah. Okay, I'm just doing a quick overview before I
investigation
let
check for me,
anyone
please.
That's what I wanted you to do. Yeah.
Frickin' demon blood into the damn thing. Okay, 23.
23.
That's actually kind of low.
Thank God.
Yeah, 23 is great. So you're noticing that the opening where the mouth is, there is an indent inside the mouth that actually looks like the exact shape of like one of these gems. On top of that, as Emran pulls out, which gem were you pulling out, Emran? Which color?
That's what I was waiting on Artie before I reached for it, and once he gets over to the wall, and I'll work that out.
And then Artie, you can't read Abyssal, but Poe, I'm assuming, conveys to you the message that's on the base of the statue, which says, "The master's favored magic wand hungers. Those who sate the skull shall pass."
Master's favorite magic wand. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see.
Artie.
Looking at the colors, do they have any sort of significance for me? Like, are there certain... Yeah, like, so, like, are spell schools set to, like, maybe they're all identified under, like, colors? Something like that.
There are traditional spell schools, though those differ from place to place. However, the thing that you catch that no one else did is there are small engravings on each of the gems. And each of them, on the red, you see one that looks like a small circle with something blasting out from all around it, like rays of light. That is the mark for evocation from about 100 years ago. The blue is what looks to be a shield. It's abjuration. Yellow, there is one that looks to be like something being like coming out of a circle in the ground. That is conjuration. Gold is there is a small mathematical equation, which is transmutation. Emerald green is enchantment. Purple is illusion. Clear is divination. And black is necromancy. You see all of these on the gems.
Okay, I think it's one of the two.
Artie, as you're looking over this, I am conveying to you what I know about Orcus, and all of sort of his affinity for everything undead. So, however, that helps you.
Yeah, that will probably help me.
And Artie, as you're conveying what you're reading, I'm assuming that you are.
Yeah.
I just want to point to the black one and say, so if he likes undead, the necromancy's got to be it, right?
Yeah. Let me just do a quick. I'm just gonna cast detect magic, and get a sense of what's going on around here.
You get the force cage. You get the statue for sure, and then you also get each of the gems as well as the mouth of the skull.
What is the school of the statue?
The school of the statue is evocation. It is also it's also transmutation.
I don't like that. Is the statue facing a certain direction?
It is facing you all.
Okay, and there's no way to like stand not where the statue is?
You're not sure. You could try and like go off to the side if you wanted.
Yeah, I'll just like try to, when Emran goes to throw that in, I'll like tell her like, hey, don't stand right next to that thing just in case.
Okay.
In fact, if you want, I can use a mage hand on it if you prefer, just so we can all stand back.
Please. And actually,
that's a good idea.
And as I am pointed at the black gem, I ask Artie a question, knowing what he's doing. I say, are any of these gems emitting magic? And is this one emitting when it's supposed to?
Yeah, are the gems like emitting their schools of magic? That'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah. So each of them is giving a faint emission of their school of magic. That is true. With the detect magic,
Ooh.
yeah, you get faint.
And they're all
However,
what they're supposed to be.
However,
No trick.
as you're kind of looking at them, it's like very faint. It's not like it's filled with the magic. It
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
is
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's using a trace of it, but it's mostly empty.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I'll step back away from this thing and then
Yep.
wait till everyone else does
How
it.
far
and I'll
back are you guys
mage
going
hand.
back? How far are you guys going back?
I said I was going all the way to the material plane. How far is my range? I think mage hand's 30 feet, so I'm like 30 feet
You're
away.
30 feet away. Okay,
I
Artie.
think mage hand's 30 feet.
I'll be over here.
It's not exactly at the entrance to the stairs, but yeah, it's almost. All right, cool. So 30 feet. Okay, so you get 30 feet away from the door. You go to reach out, and which gem are you plucking out?
The necromancy one.
The black. As you pull it out, the gem clicks out of place. Do you put it into the mouth?
I would like to.
You insert it into the mouth, and it embeds into the door, and it begins to glow faintly. And the eyes light up on the statue, and it just says, "Say to me."
Like to walk over.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take out a dagger,
Okay.
cut my palm, and drip the blood into the. Let's see. So there's 2 eyes and a mouth socket.
There's 2 eyes and the mouth socket. The mouth socket now with the gem inside.
You said one of the eye sockets looks hollow.
Both of them are now covered up. Sorry, that was my mistake. It was the
now
mouth.
covered up.
Both of them are covered up. The mouth was the thing that had the orifice.
Okay, I'll drip some blood into the mouth then.
Okay. The gem is actually keeping you from dripping blood into the mouth. As you're kind of
Okay,
cutting your palm,
I'll look
and you
around
put
for
it
other
down.
things. Now that my hand's bleeding, I'm like,
Your
oh,
hand's
fuck,
bleeding.
My hand's
Yeah,
bleeding,
just
looking around.
just take 1 point of damage for that. Just 1. And as you're like dripping it on,
I'm downed. I'm just kidding.
as you're dripping it on, it doesn't seem like blood's the answer, and the gem is faintly glowing.
Can I investigate the wand?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm just looking around for other things that might be able to see.
9.
9. God, you don't know. Undead things. Maybe that? You don't know.
Hey, Artie, take a look at this wand.
Blood.
Alright, as you guys are rushing around kind of figuring out Artie's hand dripping blood, we're flashing over to Joko. Joko, what are you doing as this guy's facing off with you?
I'm just gonna want to walk up to him and go, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
He smells at you. I'm killing all the demons, like I devoted my life to, just like you.
I'm not doing a very good fucking job.
And the scythe slams into.
This is way better
first
than me
gauge.
trying to do this.
I mean, you're a fucking demon.
Me? Funny lies, demon. You're the demon. I'm just here for vengeance against you.
It's me. What fucking thing did I do to you?
Demons? You took everything from me. Killed my family. And I won't rest until, in the name of my God, I wipe every single one of you off this plane. And I'm gonna relish your
God.
screams.
Your god. Okay. Who's your fucking god? Who's little bitch boy are you?
Me? The
Yeah,
god
I'm fucking talking to you. You
the
fucking...
god of vengeance. I asked for vengeance.
And who's that?
They didn't give me a name. They only gave me their visage and a cold touch and names.
What names?
All the names. I finish the list, and more come. And I finish that list, and more come.
But why are you here? You're not out finishing the list.
I can't kill demons anymore in the material plane. There's none left. So I'm here, where they all live. And I'm hungry for your blood.
So why are you here, not where all the demons are at?
This is where the demons are. Look at you. I can see your horns and your tail. You smell like demon.
What's not a demon?
Me. And her.
Only you?
Me alone. He licks his lips and he begins pacing around the entrance of the force cage, that little circular area.
Who's her?
How long has it been? Just wondering. For no reason.
This is about the same length of time that you guys have been talking inside, as you guys have been looking out over the at the door. I don't have to tell about my mistress to you. She gives me vengeance and brings me here.
She gives you vengeance?
Yeah.
She gives it to you?
Oh God.
You're not a fucking... Yeah, you're a fucking loser. Well, did she give you your vengeance? Did she give it to you?
He raises up.
You didn't go out and take it.
He raises up his scythe. He says, "She gave me this." You watch as smoke begins to pour off of the scythe. Artie, Emran, and Poe, what are you doing?
I believe we were up trying
I
to
just
find
told
it.
Artie to
I'm trying to
investigate
satiate.
the wand.
All right. Yeah,
We're
you're
trying
looking
to
at the wand.
satiate.
Okay, I'd say go and make an Arcana check for me.
Arcana
Arcana.
27.
27. The gem is like giving the slight sensation that you would have when you would encounter like a counterspell or something like that. Basically,
I
it
see.
seems to be
I know.
wanting to
I
or
know.
absorb elements.
Yeah.
is kinda what it's like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Fuck. Do I have any necromancy? I think I specifically was like, Joko's gonna kill me if I take any necromancy, so I don't have any. Hold on, let me see.
Fen is
Hold
also
on.
there with you all.
Fen! Fen has chill touch, right?
They have blight. They also have chill touch, I think.
Chill touch is necromancy, right?
I believe so.
I have necromancy too, but I don't know if it'll work in this.
Fen, can you use that ghostly hand to touch the...
Yeah, sure.
Gem?
Tries to do it, activating the chill touch, and it sucks the magic. But it doesn't seem to be enough.
Not enough, okay. Kind of picky one, I see.
Maybe something stronger than a cantrip.
Wow, picky. Okay, Fen, what else you got in there?
Fen begins to look through. Poe?
Yeah, I can only do it on a creature.
Hmm.
You want to do it on me and then have me touch it?
Want to do it on me?
I know it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
I do damage to the creature, so I'd be doing damage to you.
How much?
I mean, you wouldn't be able to relay it to the thing, so you'd just be taking damage, and that's the end of it.
Artie, you hear Poe and Emran talking about this.
Can't you... I mean, maybe the thing's a creature? Can you try to target it on that?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay.
It's worth a
Yeah,
shot,
let's try
right?
it. Yeah, let's try it. I'm gonna walk up to this thing, keeping my distance, and I just point my arm out, and I'm gonna cast Hex on it, cursing the statue.
Nice. As
And
your hex
then-
goes out, you're like, it's not a creature. Like, what else can it do? But you prepare to release the magic, and as you're releasing it, it starts sucking it from your hand. Like, it just absorbs, like, and your hand, like, boom, shoots and, like, slaps onto the crystal. You, like, trying to get away from it, but your hand is, like, locked on to the crystal as it hungrily, like, absorbs that I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh shit. Where'd you go? 13?
13 unfortunately just fails. You take 10 points of necrotic damage, but the magic expels from you, leaving your hand, the center of your palm, blackened as you back up a few steps, and you watch as the eyes light up on the statue and says, I am sated.
Fuck yeah!
And you watch as the entire thing melts away into a standard double door with a large skull on the front and opens forward.
I look at my hand and I say, hey, this demon shit isn't so bad, is it, Joko? And I turn to walk in.
Joko you probably can't see Joko anymore because of the smoke coming out of the demon's scythe in front of him. Joko says, no.
Thanks, Joko.
That's it.
That's all.
Joker, are you just gonna stay outside with this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you, do you go to enter the library?
Yes.
All right. As you guys see,
by the way, guys, our stealth boost is gone. So yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's probably known by the fact that you guys were screaming and dripping blood on the gem and yelling at this avenger, you know? I feel like there's a lot of other things that broke the stealth. As you guys go, you enter through the double doors into the most incredible sight you've ever seen. Joko, you standing outside with this creature. There are floating bookshelves as high as the eye can see. The dimensions of this inward interior far greater than the outside would suggest, even though it was a huge octagonal tower. And as you're looking, you see a figure in robes kind of standing there with a bunch of books flitting in and out of their grasp, a strange kind of structure in front of them as they're on this dais in front of this library. Also, these bookshelves, what they don't give a sense of is the fact that there are all these corridors locked onto the bookshelves themselves, like as if the entire tower is modular, able to move in and out, these floating bookshelves kind of like slowly shifting in and out of space, just crammed high as the eye could see. As you're looking at it, and this figure hears the doors open, and you guys kind of go down these sets of long stairs that stretch out into this main forum, and you watch as the figure doesn't turn to you, but rather only the head turns to you. There are a pair of golden glass spectacles over this skeletal face. The face has one ruby gem over its left eye and what looks to be a taped on beard on its chin to give it the appearance of a beard, and these spectacles over its eyes, which you don't understand how that would work with the skull. However, as you look at it and only the head rotates.
Oh, we have guests. Wonderful. Come here to... Wait. How did you get past Sheeta?
Hi, I am Artie. I'm a wizard from the material plane.
Oh, a wizard, are you?
Yes.
Nice. Good to have one another.
Oh, yes. It's very nice to meet you.
Indeed.
I just wanted to be clear. We currently have him in a force cage out there because he wasn't letting us come in, and we have some urgent things to talk to you about.
Oh, he's being a bad dog, is he? Give me one moment.
Yes.
You watch as the body does not move, but only the head comes out of the body, and only the floating skull is now just floating past you around the thing, leaving that structure that was its form and its robes. Really strangely enough, it's well decorated. The robes are really ornate and really beautiful. And you're starting to get the impression that the guy does not have a body, but just did that to be a little vain and construct himself a nice form. But the head floats past you with the ruby eye, a little unsettling as it floats up the stairs and kind of comes out the double doors. He whispers a word and the doors open. He comes over and looks down at the force cage.
Yes. Oh, quite well-constructed magic, friend. Oh, very, very good. I remember.
Hey, who the fuck are you?
I'm the librarian here. One moment. Shida!
And you watch as the figure in front of you with the scythe, like all of a sudden the smoke stops and his arms and body like lock up.
He's like, yes, down, boy. You are no longer needed.
And he like gives a click of his teeth, and you watch as the figure vanishes into smoke.
Dang.
Yes,
Rin's mouth is just agape.
Problematic.
The guy who
that
was
one.
the paladin that was in the force cage is just gone.
He's just gone.
Oh.
And you watch as he like kind of clicks his teeth. He does not have a tongue, so he cannot click his tongue. He clicks his teeth. And he goes,
Oh, yes, problematic one. Ever since Orcus tricked that one into thinking that he was a god, it was, nothing but trouble since then. But at least he's useful after he's died. Makes a great guard dog. Well, come in.
I see. Oh, we'll come in. I sure will.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Watch as he descends down the library.
That's the thing with those vengeance types. You know, they're just so locked in on one thing that they can't see that they themselves are being used. Unfortunate, really. A trap of the feeble mind.
Oh my god! I just want to look at Joko just so we can hear what that. Oh my god, Joko.
Joko's just like, yeah, that guy was a fucking loser.
He goes and he sets his head back onto the useless body, and looks at and turns his head around again. So his spine is behind him, or like his spine is like not facing the right way, but his head is facing toward you. He's like,
What can I do for you? I am the prime collector and purveyor of secrets, the librarian of the Library of Orcus. I am Harfoon.
It's an honor to meet you, Harfoon. I haven't seen a grand library like this in feels like hundreds of years.
It's a
Magnificent.
small one.
We bring warning for you.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah, we have the what was her name? Lady Scarlet.
The Red Shroud.
Red Shroud. We're recently in discussion with Miss Red Shroud. I don't know if
Yes,
I'm
from
sure
Broken
you.
Reach. I believe she's on latitude 145 and longitude 187.
Artie is so excited right now. Yeah, she actually was trying to get someone to steal the book of true names of the demon lords.
What? You watch as the skull like agape, like it like stretches up, like its head and its like jaw, its mandible, and like its fiery ruby eye igniting in blue flame. Watching as the whole thing like smolders and smokes in terror, and then it dies down almost immediately as it started when he screams out.
What?
Yeah.
Did you say?
She was trying. She was looking, almost like putting an ad out to try to get someone to steal the book of the true names of all the demon lords.
No one takes my books.
Oh yeah, no. There's no one should ever take a librarian's books.
Yeah, we agreed real big. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
we heard of that, and as a member of the arcane arts, I felt it was prudent that we warn you of
And you warned
this.
me. Oh, brave soul.
A smile, at least you think it's a smile from the bones, kind of creeping across his face.
I am so indebted to you.
Oh no, you're. I'm sure you would do the same if you heard of another wizard's collection that was going to be potentially ransacked. That no one deserves to have that happen.
Of course. It's the most insulting thing. To
Yeah,
steal knowledge.
You
Most
spend your
powerful
entire
thing.
lifetime trying to collect information just to have someone think that they can use it.
Exactly.
Artie is now completely like, I'm sitting at a coffee shop with this guy, like no longer focused on whatever everyone else was talking about or why we're here, and it's just gonna like small talk.
Irritating to have them misunderstand.
Joko's kind of looking at Artie. Joko's kind of looking at Artie and like he's not like pretending anymore. He's just like talking to this guy.
Yeah, he's just talking to the dude.
Oh, well, thank you, my friend. Artie, you said your name was.
Yes.
Why, to have another magic practitioner in this room, after so long, it's a good feeling. I thank you for your warning.
Of course. I'm somewhat new, only a few hundred years into this whole magic realm.
Only a few hundred years. Oh,
I know. I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby. Just a baby. But I actually practice the art of chronergy. I don't know how familiar you are with that.
The red eye sparkles.
Chronergy? Really? I thought that art was lost to most material planers millennia ago.
So it was crazy, and I just tell him the story of like how it came about. I'm literally just, unless someone stops me, I'm gonna sit here all day talking to this dude.
You were forcefully temporarily shunted when you were traveling between realms. You experienced multiple realities as your own. How is your mind not shattered? How are you sane?
So I don't know. I'm assuming since I had some knowledge already of those realms since I worked as a tinkerer before, that I already had an enhanced mind, and obviously my gnomish background gives me natural resistances to those types of magic. So I've been hypothesizing that it's a combination of both of those, where I was able to withstand the great mental force required to undergo such
gnomish heritage.
Yes, I think that might be the trick.
My goodness, not something I could replicate. I used to be an elf, but look at me now.
Oh.
Gentlemen, I don't want to really intrude this lovely conversation happening. I'm so glad the two of you are getting to know each other. Harthoon, I'm someone that tends to worry, and I'm curious what your sort of security measurements are here, because you have all these fine books here that we don't want anyone stealing from you, and frankly, we were able to get past your paladin quite quickly, and here we are inside. So I don't want to speak for the rest of us, but I would feel much better about sort of the security of your collection if we just took a look at, like, for example, where this book of True Names of Demon Lords is held, and see what sort of security you
glares at Poe. If looks could kill.
Poe, go to make a persuasion check for me. Go to make a persuasion check.
Oh, Artie is not having this.
Kyle, you said you wanted a library? Welcome to a library, buddy.
Oh, I don't know how I'm going to leave it.
Okay,
I don't actually know how I'm going to leave it.
That's a crit fail, but I am using my lucky. Nice! Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 11 plus 18.
18.
No, sorry. Yes, 18.
18.
11 plus 7.
All right.
Oh, it's no matter. Sheeta usually takes care of them. Most of the demons on this plane aren't smart enough to use magic like you did anyway. They just run straight at him, and it kills him. Useful to have a paladin in your service against demons, isn't it? But, if anyone comes in here that's untoward or isn't meant to, I'm the one who's the last defense, obviously. As the caretaker, I've eviscerated quite a number of people. But I like it to be clean. No corpses, Yeah. I mean, it really only takes one screech of me, and if I need to, I could use my arcane prowess. It's no thing. As for the books themselves, well, I have an understanding of every single placement of every single book in this library, and if I see that it's out of place within the first 2 minutes of removal, I can track down its location and the person who took it, probably within 30 seconds.
Wow, you know the location of every book in your library.
Oh yes, I do.
Wow, so if I were to call out,
caretaker?
Oh yeah, what sort of a librarian would you be if you didn't know the position of each of your books?
I'm offended at your question.
If I, the
Artie, tell
the
this fool here that he needs to respect people who use the arcade more. A librarian of my prowess, not knowing all the books in my library.
Yes. Don't worry. Poe, I believe what he's saying is, think of this library as the collection of all of his knowledges and secrets of the world. You wouldn't want any of that being released to powerful beings or have anyone know your deepest fears lest they treat you differently, right, Poe? That would not be good.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, so we're okay and we respect Harthoon's great defenses here.
Oh, this is quick correction, my young mage. This actually is I'm caretaking for Lord Orcus, the Prince of Undeath. This is his library that I've been placed in charge of. And in return, I get unlimited secrets that his mind has amassed over the vast millennia that he's been Demon Lord. It's a great arrangement for me.
So
Emily just wants to raise her hand and just say, "Do you have magic for beginners?"
Looks at you.
A baby in my company. I didn't know babies could talk. Well, I can get you a beginner's guide to magic right away.
You watch as he turns over to this panel in front of him that looks to be assembled from various shards of glass, maybe? Each of them with like obsidian shards of glass that are all kind of floating, and they all have different runes on him, and he speaks in Abyssal. And he says the words Arcanum, spells, and binding the weave in Abyssal. But it sounds like and as he does so, you watch as the tower begins to shake as several bookshelves move downward, as well as like a corridor that kind of assembles itself together. And he kind of floats away from his position, goes over, and you see him spectrally mage hand one of the books and gives it to you. It's like, it looks to be a picture book with a small boy on the top with like 2 missing teeth, and it says "Magic for Dumb Kids."
There you go.
I'm gonna flip through it, just completely ignorant to the insult. I just
enjoy, infant. I love children.
Enjoy. Daniel, I changed my mind. I don't want to leave.
Well, I imagine that you must have come here for more than just warning me what it is that you want.
Harthoon, may I make a request of you?
Of course.
You are a man, a spirit, an entity, a power of great prestige and intellect. I can see that. And you serve, or rather work with, Orcus, do you not?
Indeed. Think of it like an academic partnership. Also, I must suggest I'm not an entity or a spirit. Let's be more accurate when we're using our terms. I am a lich who has ascended to demi-lich form because it helps me more.
So you're undead?
Yes, in the most simplest way to say that, in the most rudimentary way that you wanted to explain that, yes. I guess I would be undead classified.
I'm undead too! That's so crazy!
Well, I would refrain from comparing the two of our states, my friend. Yours seems to be a revenant hood that was brought by an outside power, and mine was by my own deliberate choice, and I think mine is quite more dignified than that. It's like explaining that we are both, that's like saying that we're part of the same social structure, but you're a peasant and I'm a king.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Thank you for putting me in my place. You speak of...
Do it again.
You speak of this other power that bestows
this guy's pretty good.
This guy's pretty good. You just keep him around.
We can just swap out this guy for Poe in the party. This other entity who has bestowed this status on me, I believe you and, more to the point, Orcus, know of him. It's Grost.
Yes, ruler of the plane of Azeroth, yes. Likes to call himself Demon Prince when technically that title has already been given to someone else. Yes.
Really?
Oh yes, Demogorgon is the Prince of Demons. Gross just threatens and wants that title for himself, but unfortunately he's too busy cavorting with his naked fellows to be able to actually do anything of meaning.
Okay, so I sense some disdain.
That sounds familiar.
Oh my god.
I sense some disdain for Grost. Yeah?
Oh, no, not disdain.
Am I sensing?
Not disdain, just a firm understanding of his place.
Artie is now taking notes of the insults that are being thrown so he can use them later. Okay, he's too busy. He's too busy with the other ladies. Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Peasant king.
Peasant king.
Social structure,
Grost has used his reach to control every part of my life, and more to your interest, perhaps, the lives of all these people around me, including Artie, this powerful wizard that stands before you. And what I ask of you is no book, no great piece of information, but rather one true name. The true name of Grost.
My friend, should your mind try to grasp the true name of that being, I'm afraid it would shatter. But you may attempt if you like.
Also, that's not what we want.
Joko, that is what I want.
Poe.
Yeah, it's what you want. Fuck you.
Wait, Poe. Do you think that this name will give you eventual freedom?
I think it will help. I think it'll help. I mean, as we mentioned earlier, it gives you considerable sway over an entity, a demon lord. It might help us get out of here. It might help us not have to give any sort of information back to the Red Shroud. And
fuck the Red Shroud. We
need another one out of here, right?
Well, this guy's great.
Sir.
And
sir,
when we get back,
I don't think I've introduced myself yet. I just want to say,
Oh!
hi.
Hello. Teenager, are you?
Kind of, I guess.
Yes. Such a moody time. I understand. We all go through it.
Yeah, I'm Joko.
Joko! Yes, pleasure. Hathun.
Hathun.
Back to you, my friend. My other infant friend. You...
Yeah. I just had a
Oh,
quick
no. I'm talking to the male one. You, male infant. What was your name?
Poe.
Poe.
Mm-hmm.
Poe, I'm afraid to tell you this. Maybe it's too much for you now. But I see that you carry Grost's authority as fear, like a great weight on you.
Go on.
Am I correct in my assessment?
Poe nods.
I have no love for that being. But I would be, what's the common term for it? Stupid to not respect him. He's a dangerously intelligent, charismatic, and cunning force. If you are trying to master him, to do so by yourself would be very foolish, even with a true name.
He's not by himself, though. He's got us.
I'm not going to take this name and walk up to Gross and just hope he'll bend his knee to me and I'm in control all of a sudden, to be clear. I just need anything and everything.
Very well. You have my permission to explore my library for books on Grouse. But do not remove them from their section and put it back where you found it. If I have to alphabetize it again, I will remove your head.
You have my word.
Good. The rest of you may peruse as you please. And my young friend Artie, please, if you want to take a stroll with me, I would love to hear more about this chronology.
Oh, yes.
To fucking just like punctuate that moment, Poe casts Fly and just like ascends off in search of these books.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Oh,
You guys
so cool.
are now in the library of Orcus, free to gather whatever information that you guys wish, as long as you can find it. It is a maze of knowledge here. Sorry, yeah. What's up, Zach?
Sorry. I'm just like I'm like itching for it. I just want to run up to the wizard as people are kind of breaking off in their parts, like and like kind of run past Artie a little bit. So it's just like me and him at the end of the dock, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, is there so the other fully grown man that's in half size?
Are you talking about Artie?
No. The other.
Oh, the teenager.
Infant. Yes. No, the other infant.
Oh, your infant. Male infant. Yes, male infant. Poe.
Yes. Yeah. Poe. Yes. So he's my brother, right? And
oh, related. How sweet.
Yeah. He's going to look for information on this Gross, and I just wanted to ask: you have all this knowledge, all this information. Is there any way to help him into a position where he's autonomous from Gross, but still alive?
Good question. I did sense it on his person, that Gross's magic was sustaining him. I also noticed he was carrying something particularly interesting. Why does he carry a relic? Of a god.
We carry relics. Us as a group. We have traveled farther in the last 2 years than I think some have traveled in 300.
Oh, please.
I mean, I'm not saying it's compared to you, like I'm not saying a millennia, you know what I mean? But it's been a little bit. And we've come across some forces that were really. The point is that we've been out of our depth before, and we've battled against some pretty extreme odds, and we're fighting some powers that are godly. And in order to fight a god, you need a weapon built from a god, you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, you're assuming Gross is a god. That's also a mistaken identification.
No, not that. Not that. I'm not talking about using the weapon for Gross. There's other things. We're just trying to solve the Gross problem right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of looks at you a little strangely.
Well, to simplify it for you, yes, there is a way for him to break his contract, but it will kill him.
Oh.
However, I'm sure you know, death is a laughable thing to a strong enough arcanist. I mean, look at me. I've already died like 5 times.
Just chuckling nervously. So if one wanted to do that, but, didn't have a millennia to figure out how to develop that kind of, professional arcaneness, how would one do that?
Sorry, rephrase your question. I'm confused as to what you're asking.
If someone wanted to break the contract and sustain somebody as an undead like yourself, but didn't have the arcaneist experience and didn't have a millennial to study it. Is there some other way to do it, or some item?
First of all, a millennial is your generation. You complain quite a lot. But for the millennia, there is a way.
Millennia, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As study as I am, I believe the only way to break your contract is to forcibly terminate it. Either find the physical contract, if there is one, and burn it, destroy it, or to have it be replaced by a stronger contract. That would quite possibly nullify the previous deal.
Got it. And then after the contract is broken, we have the issue of death. And you knowing as
someone who's more powerful than Gross can certainly bring them back to life. For example, if you wanted Orcus to be his new patron, I'm sure that would work swimmingly. I could arrange that for you.
Could you maybe if we read more about Orcus and find out? I hear Orcus isn't too kind to people like me that have blood and life and breath and a beating heart.
No, he's not kind to anyone, really.
Yeah.
He just sees what's useful and what's not, and, for me, I consider my partnership with him to be one of mutual interest.
Yeah, is there someone that maybe is a little bit, kinder to warm-blooded?
He kind of gives you a dangerous smile and a glint in his red eye.
Not that you can find here. Now run along, baby.
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate it.
He kind of mutters to himself,
My, babies do make a lot of noise, don't they?
All right. So, all right, who wants to look through the library first? Or where do you guys want to look through? Anyone? Bueller?
I mean, Joko's just kind of like wandering around, I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah, are there like places to walk, or is it all like floating bookcases?
There are a number of think like Harry Potter's staircase in the middle of the main hall. There's shifting books and there's corridors that will attach themselves and detach and wander. It can get very maze-like. However, Artie, if you accompany Harthun long enough, he'll show you that there's actually a control mechanism to order each of these sections, and there are 5 main section of books that are present in Orcus' library that are organized in that way. Four main sections. There's the histories, there's the arcanum spells and binding the weave, there's magics beyond spells, and then there's the others, which are miscellaneous books, but also the ones that address the demon lords. Those are the 4 main sections that this library is broken into.
Wait, sorry, can you,
of course,
repeat those?
Histories.
Hold on! Histories.
Arcanum, spells, and binding the weave. Magics beyond spells. And the others.
There's 6?
No, that's 4. Arcanum spells and binding the weave is 1 section.
Oh, arcanum spells, binding the weaves, and then what were the other ones?
Magics beyond spells. The others.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And you can tell that to your friends if you like. Poe, if you flew off into the libraries, you would soon get quickly lost into the logic of the bookshelves, and you'd be like, I have no idea what's going on. So you might have
probably
to come
flying back at this point. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you guys can look through at your leisure. What do you guys want to go to? Joko, I'll come back to you because I have a fun thing for you, buddy. Since you were wandering off.
I'm going to the others.
Okay. Yeah, Artie, I can assume you can tell them those lists of books, and you guys can look at whichever one you guys like.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna tell everyone. I don't know if you want to do like one person at a time, of like he said the others, and you want to do him, and then like whoever goes to whatever, or however you want to do it.
Let's start with because it sounds like Emran is going to be reading the arcane book, and then it sounds like Joko is just wandering around. So it's mostly just you and Poe, I think, and maybe Fen when Fen gets back. But but you and Poe, if there's anything that you guys wanted to look at. Histories would include myths, both creation and other things. Arcanum would spells and binding would contain spells, different readings on them, maybe even spell books. There's magics beyond spells, which you don't know what that would be, but it's something greater than spells. You don't know. The others would be the things that determine about the demon lords.
I would probably like talking to Harthoon, let him know about my interest in like expanding my knowledge on chronergy and like.
Yes. Well, what is in your repertoire so far, my friend?
So I can I have the ability to allow people to temporarily go back in time just for a few seconds, just to help them. If they blunder or have a basic thing, I can hold people in time. I can like stop time around them, and I can freeze spells into like little motes that can be stored for later usage if is needed, or I can give them to my friends, stuff like that. Those are my main ones.
You've gone quite far in understanding these abilities.
Yeah, I'm less interested in my being stronger myself, and more about like perhaps the research of the space-time continuum. I do find teleportation interesting.
So you're looking for a guide on the planes, as well as possibly something on more advanced chronology?
Yes, that sounds...
Oh, yes. Give me 1 second.
He summons the glass shards. A couple of the books move around.
These are the 2 that you'll want.
He pulls out 2 books with like spectral hand is giving them over towards you. Huge, large tomes.
This one is a dissertation on the formation of reality and the various components that make it up like a fabric. How people can, when hit in the right place using chronology, can sometimes break it. Have fun reading that one. It's a long one.
He hands you one of them.
It'll take some time to digest and to understand and to put it into practice, but certainly a powerful thing to understand. This second is a guide to the planes, as is documented in the Igwilv's world plane model, the circular model. And, is there anything in specific that you're looking for there?
So obviously we were shunted out of planes, which is so that was kind of interesting, and I explained the story of how we were like trying to close down the portals and.
Well, accidents are sure to happen with poorly constructed teleportation. Well, if you're trying to get back to the Feywild, as it were, you need a tuning fork. And I believe it's tuned to the note of C.
Yeah, I tried to take out the tuning fork.
Oh my God! What is this?
No, okay, yeah, I know. Look, I only had a certain. Well, okay, here. Let me explain the situation. We were literally in the middle of the desert, and this is the best I could do with the situation.
Did you use a screwdriver to try and turn it into a tuning fork?
Yeah.
My God.
But see, I was able to. I tried to.
Well, it's a valiant effort, but entirely wrong. Here, let me get you another book on the constructions of tuning forks.
And he gives it to you. You find out that in order to plane shift to certain locations, you need planar forks of different things, which you already knew about. However, the exact one for not only the Feywild, but also for the Prime Material plane and the Shadowfell is a steel planar fork, which needs to be like a specially constructed tuning fork tuned to the note C, which would both tuning forks, one would be tuned an octave down and an octave up of the note C. And that would take you to any of those planes. So one would actually give you access to both the Feywild and the Prime Material plane. As you spend your time reading it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to.
Sounds good. And he gave you a book about reality break, which is a fun thing that you will get next level. So as you are studying for that, that is how you'll be able to understand and gain access to that kind of magic.
Awesome.
All right. As for the rest of you, Poe, is there something that you wanted to look up? The names of the demon lords?
I mean, Well, I want to find that book,
Sure.
and then once I have it, I want to sort of get the maybe just supervision of Harthoon and Artie as I'm opening it.
Cool.
And going.
Sounds good. You are looking through, you guys spending and devoting the next several hours in the library going around. I'm assuming some of you end up taking naps and like just going through, but you're spending quite a bit of time in this library searching for this information. It's an amazing treasure trove of knowledge. As you're going about that, Joko, you begin wandering around the library, kind of bored, kind of interested, and you find yourself, after going through a number of corridors, there's this little corridor section where there's this like blanket almost draped over a side wall, which is a strange sight. It's like a large curtain that's been draped over the wall. And you're not exactly sure what it is, but there's, you're kind of keeping walking through the corridor.
Are there any windows in this place? It seems like much bigger on the inside than it is
No,
on the
it
outside.
is massive on the inside, more than it is on the outside. No windows, though. No windows.
I've
But
not seen a window, like,
seemingly
what the
fresh
fuck is that
air.
for?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of
I'll
strange.
go over to the cloth.
You go over the cloth, and as you're kind of like perusing it, you hear in your mind. Actually, not in your mind, sorry. Would you like to play a game?
Was that in my head?
No, this was to you. It wouldn't be in your head. This is out loud.
Who are you? Are you Harthoon? Wait, is that Harthoon?
No. Harthoon. Funny little man. No. I am Nyagos. And I know everything there is to know about this place. Care to play a game?
Why are there, like, 2 people in here who know everything about the place?
I was never meant to be here. But here I am.
Honestly, same here.
So we have something alike. In fact, I sense there's more. You're very far from home, aren't you?
I don't know enough about planes to say that you're wrong.
Would you like to know where your son is? Play me my game, and I can answer any question that you like. The curtain is still over this wall.
I want to pull the curtain back.
You pull the curtain, and there is a large wooden ornate door. And in the door is embedded a haunted-looking face with a wide smirk looking at you.
Oh, you're a door?
I'll answer your question once you play my game, Joko of Sola. And that is where we're going to pick up next time.
I didn't want that to be my question. I don't want to ask about the door.
Oh my god!
All right.
Daniel!
That's where we're going to end our session for today.
Holy shit.
Goddamn.
House of Horrors.
Bugs be damned.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for joining us. It was really fun to get into this library. It's a fun little section. I'm super excited to see where it goes and what happens. But yeah, we'll see you guys here hopefully next week, same time. We'll see if we can get these guys out of hell or out of the abyss, as it were. But yeah, until then, thanks so much for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have fun playing, and we'll see you next time. All right. This is Stop and Drop and Roll. Stop and drop and roll. Stop, drop and roll. Signing off. Bye bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Bye bye.